One, two, three. We are live.
Is there anything weird in my shot?
Yay.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Happy sunny Sunday. Hopefully the sun is shining where you are.
Yeah,
Shining here. Ooh, we
here
have a neon
too.
green background screen
We
today.
do something different.
Yeah.
And by the way, to everybody watching, happy Mother's Day if in your country, like, it's Mother's Day. Not in Mexico, for example, but in Germany, where I
Yeah.
live, it is. So,
Really? In France, it's in 2 weeks, but in Canada, it's today. And in fact, it was because you tweeted about it, Ambika, that I was like, ugh, I need to call my mother.
yeah,
But there was a 9-hour difference, so she didn't answer.
yeah.
But I'll try again after this week.
In Mexico, it's
Yeah.
on May 10th, so like Tuesday, I think.
Oh,
So,
Nicole is here.
yeah, hello.
Humperdad is Tom or Tim? I always get them
Tom,
confused.
Tom,
Tom,
thanks for being
hi.
here, Tom and
Nice to
Nicole.
have you with us. Yay!
And
And
so,
the other silent folks hiding in the
Pixel Group.
Pixel Groove
That's a new
Connections. I
one.
don't think I've seen your screen name before. Welcome,
No, me
welcome.
neither.
Yeah.
So
Yay.
anyway, happy Mother Days, Computational Mama. Anyway, today with us,
You.
everybody. So welcome to the stream, and why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit for the viewers that maybe don't know who you are, and
Tell us about
yeah,
yourself.
tell us because your name is not Ambika, but I said Computational Mama because that's how I believe
No,
people
that's okay.
knows you from your Twitch
Yeah,
channel.
True.
I prefer Competition Mama. I think she has much more personality and excitement in her life than Ambika. So, okay, this water though,
Do you
it is very
separate the
warm.
two? Do you separate your online persona from your everyday
Not,
life persona?
mm, I mean, most of the people I meet every day do not know about my Instagram account.
Okay.
So, but when I kind of feel like okay, they may understand what I'm doing, I just kind of let them into the secret. But it's been mostly like just finding, like discovering old friends through a new
Lens.
sort of route,
Yeah.
yeah, new
Yeah.
route in a way.
Cool.
Yes.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm Ambika, and I live in the city where I've lived for I don't know since till I was 18, and then I'm back here with my tail between my legs because the pandemic explained to
Oh.
me that I
Yeah.
needed to be back with my mum. And my husband's in the Netherlands. He's studying for his masters, and my son, me, my mom, and my grandma, we all live together in Udaipur. So, in case people were wondering what I don't do when I'm not streaming, basically I just hang out with like my family, which is fairly strangely large. But I used to be a designer, and to design museums and project manage museums, and I discovered processing before P5JS existed, like 2010, when it was
Hmm.
just like Java.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I just didn't understand it. Absolutely. I actually
Me
met my
neither.
husband.
Yeah.
I met my husband at a workshop. We neither of us understood it, but we understood each other, and that's how
Cute.
we
At
became.
least that worked out in
Oh,
the
that's
So
so
beginning.
yeah,
sweet. It makes me
yeah.
very I love that.
It was a workshop on Arduino and processing, and like it was all very new to us, and we basically didn't understand it. I still feel like I don't understand processing too well, but so that's where the journey started. But obviously, it got stuck in the middle, and then in 2017, when I was expecting Yugen, Yugen is our son, is when I kind of rediscovered processing. And of course, by then coding train had like this kind of Dan had like a very prolific library of videos, and I don't think it was that difficult. And it was very interesting for me because museums are very slow, and they take a lot of time, like 8 years, 10 years. I worked on a project. I mean, I wasn't on it for that long, but it went on for 20 years even.
Oh wow, on a
So
Mm.
museum?
yeah. I mean, I wasn't on it, but if I was on it for 3 years, but the project itself took
Wow.
20 years to finish.
That's a
So
lot.
that, like this kind of very slothy movement.
Almost like in
And suddenly,
medicine, so like
Yeah.
medicine development. So, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it made a lot of like it was suddenly so different to like, hit play and then, your
And you
code
see it
change.
right away. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Oh,
So it
but
was
wait,
very
so
nice.
when, oh, sorry, continue. I don't
Yeah,
want to
sorry.
interrupt you.
Go ahead, go ahead. No,
I
no,
was
no, go
gonna
ahead.
ask you like like what pushed you to take that original workshop where you met your husband and discovered processing and stuff.
Well, at that time it was in like this experimental art space, and they kind of like pitched it as an interactive design workshop. And at that time there wasn't this concept of UX and UI, and
Mm.
interactive design just actually meant like interactive art and all of those kind of installation work. So was a very interesting gentleman. I can't remember his name. He had a piercing in his cheek where he would like like push a camera through it and a battery pack behind his back, and he was pretty crazy.
Wow.
What?
What?
Yeah, yeah,
Ugh,
yeah,
I don't know if I
Oof.
like that. I
Yeah.
mean, it sounds, I'd want to see it, but I wouldn't want to do it to myself.
yeah, yeah.
That
He
might be
so
risky.
he originally used to keep the camera and the battery in his mouth until the battery blasted in his mouth once. So then
Ugh,
he like,
Oh
ugh.
no.
No, I
but
don't like
he
that.
was a really cool guy, and like he kind of like opened our eyes and like opened our minds into this space,
Mm.
and yeah, that I mean it was a very fun workshop where, as I said, I learned really nothing, but
I
But
mean,
you
if
got
so
it was the
inspired.
inspiration,
Yeah,
yeah, it was the jumping off point
exactly.
to
yeah,
go
I
and
I
was
do
mean
like,
it
something.
really
it's
yeah, yeah, right. I mean it sparked it, but I wouldn't say that I was able to pick up
because I must say
anything
that for me
from
it was the same probably like the first time that I would like go on to like a creative coding meetup or something. It was like speaking a
Yeah,
completely different language and super overwhelmed about
right,
everything, but at the same time very excited about learning about this new world, right? So
right.
mm. Yeah, processing was tricky for me too. I did my first workshop with processing in 2010 as well, and the teachers that I had were super cool. But I walked away from it feeling completely overwhelmed and being like, everyone was like, "Yeah, it's super simple. It's just logic," and I was like, "Well, clearly my logic is flawed because I don't follow." Took me until P5 came out to jump back in.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why the JavaScript is so forgiving when you're new.
Yeah.
Now I love a typed language, but back then I did not. Java was
Is
not
that
for
oh, is
me.
that what it's called? A typed language?
Yeah, when you have to declare what type of variable you're creating, like instead of
Hmm.
like, because I was like, what's an int? What's a float? What
mm,
is a matrix? Like, what
Right,
am I doing right now? Like, where do I put what's a class? Like, I don't get it.
right.
And so in JavaScript back then, anyways, there wasn't that syntax. Is it called syntactic sugar? Is that the right word? Where you can now
mm,
declare a class
mm,
in JS, but you
mm,
couldn't back then. A var was just a
mm,
var. There
mm.
wasn't like let and const. So it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
more, yeah, beginner friendly. Caused a lot more problems too, but was definitely more beginner friendly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah, I felt that too. Like, just like, you're sitting and debugging a semicolon, like,
Oh, it's always a
then it,
semicolon.
Or
Well,
the
you should
dot in the
prepare
floating
yourself
number.
mentally for what
The
we're about to do because shaders is a lot of semicolons and
floating numbers.
what's it
The
called?
dot.
Floating point
Mm.
dots. Always,
the
it's
dot,
always those. Yeah.
this dot.
This dot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy that Dan Schiffman made a song about it
So
after our
good. Was it
stream.
him that made it though? I feel like it was the audience, no? Or his, yeah. I love that
Mm,
he lets himself be memeified.
no, but he made a video,
Makes
a
me
little video
very
with a
happy.
song. So I
He
don't know
made
if
This
you
it.
dot,
saw.
this
Yeah,
Yeah,
dot,
yeah.
this
and
dot, this
yeah,
dot, this
exactly.
dot. Yeah,
So,
I love it.
so I thought it was cool.
There's also another one on Twitter when the 10x programmer trend came out where he was like, I'm a 1x
Yeah.
programmer, and it's like a compilation of him being like, oops, oops, what?
Mm,
Oh,
mm,
Yeah,
oops.
yeah.
I was like, yay. Yeah, it's very
They
reassuring.
made it. I think they made it with that very nice tool by Sam Levine, like which kind you can like put a phrase in and then it kind of chops
Oh,
the
and
whole
it
video.
finds
Ah,
it.
okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
I love that video.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite.
And anyway, I want to ask why or how did you like got started with your Twitch stream? Like which
Hmm.
and when
Oh
exactly?
yeah.
Because that I don't know. Like I discovered you at some point last year, I remember, through a list of creative coders that do stream online streaming, and I found you. I
Mm.
remember last year. That's how I figured out. But I have no idea how long have you done streaming, nor I have no idea why you decided to do it in the first
Yeah,
place.
why'd
So.
you start?
It
Was it
wasn't.
pre-Pandy? Did you
No,
start?
no,
Oh, okay.
no, no, no. It was so I don't know. It was just like I think early pandemic, a bunch of friends were meeting, and I was learning a bit more about creative coding. And then a young family friend, she just started her design course, and she was like, "Hey, can you like give me some pointers on how to figure stuff out?" And so I just like rallied a couple of other friends, and I said, "You want me to kind of take this on?" And they were very excited. And then like way too many people started joining the Google Meet, and I couldn't like my computer couldn't take it anymore.
Oh.
Like so then I I was like, okay, let me just stream it and then we can record it also. And I think like Twitch wise were kind of like suddenly gaining a lot of momentum everywhere because everyone was at home.
Mm.
So I just started doing that, and then some like very, you know, generically people started joining. And anyway, on Twitch nobody like discovers you. It was just like friends of friends who were just kind of joining in,
Mm.
and it kind of just made it easy for me to talk into the wide
Ether.
web
Yeah.
and like
Totally.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, cool. And by the way, did
What about you guys? How did you guys think about streaming?
Why did we even start? I think we met in a chat during a shader workshop, and then we
Mm-hmm.
wanted to pair program together. And then
Mm.
I think we just kind of like threw out it was very funny. We were talking for ages on Instagram first, and then we started
Mm.
coding together. And then I think we recorded one where that wasn't streamed, where we were just fiddling with code together. And when I posted the teaser, people were excited about it. And then we tried streaming. Is that right? Am I remembering it properly?
Yeah,
We didn't
yeah.
stream
And
right away.
no, no. But
Oh no,
I
we did
think
it with the Codemy
as soon
Festival.
as we like started like this collaboration of you and I doing shaders on our own, like without the people. I remember I thought about it because it has been on my mind, and like Ambika said, I started to see that a lot of people started to Twitch because of the pandemic, and for me,
Yeah.
Twitch was new in 2020. Before I didn't know about this at all, so I think it was Joshua Davis who I followed at once. He was like, "Hey, come follow me here. I will be doing some like shaders," and I went there and I was like, I signed up for Twitch and I didn't even know what was. I remember asking him there in the chat like, what is this? Is this like a YouTube? I didn't even understand the concept of like sitting and watching someone doing something
Mm-hmm.
alone because he
Yeah.
wasn't talking.
Yeah.
He was alone by his own. And I was
Oh, just
like,
like
are we
typing.
supposed
Yeah.
to like question you? And he was like, no, you're supposed to chill. And yeah, of course, if you have questions. I was like, oh, okay, okay. And then I started to see like more people was there. So then like the idea was on my head. And when I met you, I thought, oh, I think it would be cool. Definitely like
Ooh.
to give it a try if we do blend, because back then I haven't found other women. So I
Hmm.
thought it would be great for us to do this as a platform to inspire
Yeah.
others like us, because we had both of us not this background in computer science. So
Self-taught.
so exactly, so that's why I
Self-taught.
thought like maybe we can inspire others like us, you know. So
Yeah.
so we're not like these mad brains like others are that do shaders, which I do respect when I watch them, for example, coding.
Mm.
But I thought like there's other people like us too. So and so far I haven't seen many of them. Sometimes twitching back then. So
Mm.
I would say.
I think one of my favorite streamers that I saw but he mainly does it with P5, but it's called Cozy Coding. Have you guys seen
No,
this streamer?
I think
I
you
don't know
told
if they
me
still
as
Yeah, yeah,
well
stream,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
day. I think you
but he
told
was one
me.
of the first ones that I was like, oh, I like this vibe.
She was the reason I chose Twitch. I was like, oh, this looks good, like easy, not
Yeah,
YouTube kind of high level
Mm,
production.
exactly. That's the thing. You
Yeah,
don't want the stress of like,
yeah.
wait, where did it go? I can't find the channel anymore. Oh, there it is.
yeah, sure.
Ambivalent Bunny? No,
Because I
that's
don't
not
know
it.
that one.
Where is it? Am I not following? Oh, right, because someone. I have to look on my other one.
Mm.
Also, Dan Schiffman just tweeted that he's very excited about our stream today and he will
Ah,
catch the
Oh my
replay.
god.
So, yeah,
yay.
that's
Yay.
fun.
Do you know that my son calls Dan my teacher because
Oh,
Oh,
cute.
why?
he was introduced to school because of online school, you know, like he
Mm-hmm.
started his first year on Zoom. So when he saw me like, you know, looking through a video and trying to figure something out, he's like, is this your teacher? Like so
I
now
mean,
whenever he's
technically,
using
Dan is the world's teacher,
yes,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah,
He is.
he's
I think a lot
everyone's,
of us, I learned with him like my
I mean,
baby
everything.
steps of creative coding, which was P5 for me. when I discovered coding.
Yeah,
That was the
same.
first tool that I like reached out and by finding Danshift and
Yeah.
like coding train basically.
But also, like, I feel like Dan he's like, because there's lots of people who do tutorials on the
Mm,
internet and you
mm,
can follow them
Right.
and like understand the technique. But Dan is different because Dan also makes you feel better
mm,
about yourself
mm,
because he like normalizes like messing things up and having mistakes and not
mm,
understanding things, which I
Right.
really, really appreciate.
mm.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And like I don't think I've ever had a problem and I have not searched YouTube
And
problem
he
plus
Yeah,
always comes
coding
up.
train
yeah.
and the video doesn't
It's
turn
the
up.
same
Like,
for me. Because
He's
even when
always
I
the
want to
first
do
one to come up.
something with shaders, I would like Google it, like you said, a video, and then that shim and appears in P5, and then you just try to
Always.
translate it into shaders.
Always.
Because he explains the math. I like how he explains the math with his like
Yeah.
board. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
right.
mean the amount that of coordination also that he has between the whiteboard and the camera and then the other camera and I don't know.
Right. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he's integrating also what he's learning live. It's a lot.
mm-hmm,
Right. Yeah. And he's like, oh my God, he's got like so much energy, four,
Yeah.
5 hours of stream.
mm-hmm,
Oh my
And
god.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
like it's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I would like really be excited to be able to do that kind of length with that kind of enthusiasm. And he's
Me too.
standing the whole time. I was like, oh my God.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like if I
exactly.
was sitting for 4 hours though, yeah, no, that's a lot. But I guess that's part of where he keeps his energy from, I think, because my stepmother directs TV back in Canada and she can't sit. She has to do her live shoots for 4 hours. If she's not standing
Oh,
up and like moving and like
Ah,
letting
right,
herself be moved by the energy of what she's doing,
okay.
then
right,
she's
right.
gonna, yeah, the whole thing falls flat. I feel like that's like, yeah, maybe we should try a stream standing up now. I'm like, well, now I can't because I don't have a standing
I
desk anymore,
did
but
it
you
the
do. You
first.
could
I did it
try.
the first 4 times because it's when I got my
Oh, yeah.
standing desk. So, but actually, I was gonna say I did it the first 4 times, and then I think because we stream sometimes like 2 hours, even three. By
Yeah,
the
it's a lot.
hour, I was already like tired.
You need a stool that you can like
Exactly.
lean
Yeah,
on.
because I
Yeah.
couldn't like, and I don't have much space too. Maybe that's a problem too. So it's not like I could stand and move around a little bit. So
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
just
true.
be like this. So then
Oh,
literally standing
no.
too long as well doesn't work out. At least not for me.
No.
I hate standing.
I don't like love
Sitting.
standing. I like walking. Give me a good long walk and I'm
Mm.
thrilled, but I don't like standing idle. Makes me annoyed. Because like I'm not going anywhere, but I also can't relax.
I like to do it sometimes if I have to work on the computer too long because it's a nice break in
Yeah.
between. But I like to
Also
mix
true.
it for the back. Mm.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So hope
It's fine.
everything is okay.
Um yeah, yeah. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Hopefully. Can you send me the link by the way to the code? Because I don't have it yet.
Oh
You did
yeah,
not send it to me in the
none
chat.
of you have it. So
I
give me
mean,
a
the
second.
viewers can see it, but we
Yeah.
can't type into it. Also, Ambika, so like paint us a picture because you've been hanging out with us in the streams, like in the chat. So you've been watching a little bit, but like, what do you
Mhm.
know? What do you feel like you understand about shaders?
Oh my God, I understand very little.
Okay.
I I'll explain to you how I even discovered it in the first place. I mean, I kept hearing people say shader, but I was not really paying attention to them. But I was trying to like recreate something from 𝗏𝗲𝘀𝗀𝗀's sketches, and I was just kind of like discovering how he was doing it, and then I was like,
Thank you.
this seems interesting. And then I saw some p5js reference to shaders, and that's how I got into it. And then I realized that my old like 7-year-old laptop couldn't
Mm.
run the run the code, and that's how I discovered that okay, this is something. And then of course book of shaders and everything like around that, and that whole nvidia, that
Mm.
video of the like
Oh
plastic.
yeah, I love that. It's like
Yeah,
it's so nerdy, but I show it to my students every time I do an intro to shaders
yeah,
like workshop.
yeah, but it's like it makes it so obvious and
Yeah,
like simple to understand. Like I felt like okay, that made sense.
Mm.
yeah.
But then I think since then it's mostly just what you guys do. And oh, of course, I did have one of the guests on Coding with Friends was Ophelia Gay Manushka,
Oh yeah.
who's also been experimenting quite extensively with shaders.
Mm.
And so she like gave me a bit of a run through, but honestly, like it's something that I wasn't able to like really get into so much,
Mm.
Okay.
but like I can appreciate it. Like when I'm at the swimming pool with my son for his swimming classes and I see the water reflecting on the tiles at the bottom, I can think about shaders,
Mm,
or
Every
like
time I look at
mm,
at like a river anywhere, I'm like, oh, that's a nice one.
yeah.
That is a
yeah.
nice little noise shader.
Mhm.
By the way, can you let me know
But
if you
of
got
course, then again,
the code pen?
yeah,
I got
Sorry.
it.
Did
For
yeah,
you?
me,
yeah,
all
You
good.
also both? Okay.
yeah.
Can you type
Right.
Ambika?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, on
I see you, Captain
which I can see
Anonymous.
like three files. Okay, so I have to be on the HTML file, right? I'm not
Yeah,
very,
Yes.
I haven't
Yes.
used CodePen
I
Normally
see
we
you,
at all.
Eliza.
only dive in. And if you wanna have only the HTML open, only click like twice at the top of like the bar of the editor, and it
Right?
toggles
Okay.
like the three of them. And if you double tap it again, then it will just keep that one open. So you have more space. I mean, like I have it in the screen.
Can you do it? Sorry. Oh, okay. There's a little toggle. Okay, okay.
Just
Got it.
double tap in at the top of the bar where it says HTML,
Okay,
and then it
perfect. Got
pushes
it.
like the rest
Hmm.
at the bottom.
Cool.
So you have more space, because otherwise, if you have the three open, I think it's harder to kind of follow through.
Yeah, I agree. Captain Anonymous. I think that's you, Ambika.
I think she is.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So if you're today, since you're gonna learn shaders with us, we should like probably start from scratch and see
From
what
scratch,
can you
yeah.
remember from our
Right,
streams
right.
or your friend.
Okay. So, okay, I know that line 8, 10, and 11 have to kind of be added, is what I know. And
Mm-hmm.
then I also can understand 19 is like that vec 3, so you have to give three inputs,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Perfect.
then the GL frag color is like vec 4, which is basically like three inputs from vec 3 color, and then another extra input, which is, I don't know, an alpha channel maybe,
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
But I don't know what is. So UV is like, is it like the same as UV maps in 3D software?
No.
I have no idea.
UV
It's the
is
space.
is like X and Y. It's the X and Y position of every pixel on the screen. And it's just, I guess, the standard in shaders because X and Y were already taken everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So we call them UVs. Also ST you
Mm-hmm.
sometimes see, but
In book of
Ilithya and I
shaders.
are most used to UV. Yeah.
It's
But
Right.
they're
cool.
both,
Okay.
they're both standards. Um, so yeah, and
And
in, sorry.
sorry, sorry,
No, no, go
sorry.
ahead.
And
Don't be
and
sorry.
so what is like shaders is like, is it like a, so like how you've written it out, is it like a language like JavaScript or Java or like,
Yeah, it's a
right?
C-based
C-like
language.
language,
Okay.
um, and it runs on your graphics processor. So that's the
Right.
main difference. And so it's like basically for every pixel on the screen, the void main function executes once, but
Right.
simultaneously. So in that
Okay.
sense, it's a little different from like P5 where the computer's going line by line and doing one thing at
Hmm.
a time.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
So this is like that video,
exactly.
basically.
It's the all of the guns creating
The
the Mona
stamp.
Lisa in one shot.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
is
powerful.
that why like things like for loops don't work here?
For loops do work, but then they're just like not very performant because you're basically executing a for loop as many times as there are pixels on your screen because
Mm-hmm.
the void main
Right.
function executes every for every pixel.
Right.
So
Right.
in
Okay.
certain instances, like it's okay to use it, but generally, um, yeah, for like iterating across your screen or like trying to divide up space or whatever, it's better to
Right.
reach for other functions and try to understand like the math of that
Yeah.
than
Right.
using like a for loop.
It's the same with if
Okay.
statements, for example, too, which are
Yeah.
commonly used in JavaScript, like if
Yeah.
and else.
Right.
You would instead
Yeah.
have a usage of, for example, one of the native functions from GLSL, like step
Step function.
or
Yeah.
smooth step, which is basically an
Hmm.
if else. And once you start
Yeah.
learning that, it
Right.
performs better
Mm.
as using that
Okay.
instead of using that.
And some of these things like GL underscore frag coordinate or color, these are like part of their library of sorts of like.
Exactly. Those are out
Okay.
of the box. You kind of need to have your GL frag chord and
Right.
resolution. Like basically that vec2uv is you taking the pixel position and
Right.
then doing stuff to it from line 16 through 20, and then in line 21 you're getting a color and putting that on the screen.
Right. Okay.
So this in particular is a fragment shader. There are like
Mm-hmm.
different types of shaders. There's compute shaders, which is better for like instancing. Then there's also uh
Vertex shader,
oh
which
my
is
god,
up here.
yeah, which you can like
Mm-hmm.
use to deform geometries. In our case,
Right.
we're just using it to get the pixel position because we're
Hmm.
sticking to
The
the
colors.
2D kind of basic fragment shader.
Right.
Um, but like in 3D world, how basically all shapes are made up of triangles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a vertex shader would deform those triangles. And basically, in our case today, like on our green screen, you can imagine that we have just
Two.
two triangles. That's it.
Right. Got
So
it.
To make
everything
this
that you're
square.
doing here, you could also do on the material that would sit on the mesh
Right.
of your 3D object in space, which is why we set it up in a 3JS project in this case for like web stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so this is now set up in 3JS, is it? I didn't even
Hmm.
observe that.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
If
Okay.
Yeah.
we
If
looked,
you like pull up the JS
Okay.
tab, you'll see it
Yeah.
very,
yeah.
Right. Got it. Got it.
yeah.
And that's what you guys typically do on other streams, or is it just
Yeah.
specific? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You can also do it in P5. I think that for us,
But it's
we're
too
just
slow.
used to doing it this
No,
way.
but P5
It
is
is a
not
bit
Right.
good.
slower
It's
in
not good
P5.
because I think P5 doesn't have the strength yet, the library, to handle shaders. So you can do like probably some color shaders in there. But if you try to do like more stuff, I would say even ray marching, that it
Yeah.
cannot really handle.
Yeah.
You would see
P5
that
isn't,
that is very,
yeah.
what is it called? When it's not smooth, it's like
Mm,
Right.
struggling to handle
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
3 years is
Right.
a library that can handle that because it even has its own shaders. And 3 years is more
Right.
of a 3D WebGL library, I suppose, more than P5 being a tool for creative coding. 3 years is
Mm,
actually to do WebGL on the web. So
Right. Yeah.
so it's one
yeah.
of the
And
ways
like
to.
there's like, there's a WebGL, there's like a WebGL mode in P5 and a,
No, it's very bad.
yeah, it's not great. That's the thing. That's where you like reach the limits. The same thing. There's
Mhm.
also a version in processing, just like plain processing for more like 3D graphicsy stuff. But that's always where both of these libraries kind of meet their, yeah, they're not made for that,
Yeah, yeah,
basically, which is fine.
I think so too,
Yeah.
Right.
because there's other stuff. And if you want to do like
Right.
shaders on the web, not only 3 years, there's another library.
OGL.
Yeah, that
Is it OGL?
exists.
Yeah.
No, wait,
Yeah.
is it? Yeah, I always confuse it too.
Ogle. I
But I
don't know if
think
that's what you
yes,
call
it's
it.
OEL. Let me Google it just to
I
be
mean,
sure.
there are a few. You can also just like write straight up
Yeah, exactly.
uh,
And write straight
like, yeah.
WebGL. You were gonna say, right? So
Yeah, exactly. In the chat, Nicole's saying she uses lots of for loops in her shaders for ray marching. But I feel like in that case, you kind of
yeah.
need to, which is what the next commenter said. Like there are certain use cases where it makes sense, but
Mm-hmm.
in 2D, it's better. I think it's like one of the best things to take the time to wrap your mind around when you're starting shaders is how to rely more on those like step functions, like mod, fract, all of those things, than
Right.
throwing in a for loop, which is what when Dan came on, for example, really was like the thing that I think he struggled with the
Right.
most because he's so used to dividing up space in P5 land with a for loop.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just out of curiosity, so I mean, I've worked with someone not in the capacity of a technologist on a 3JS project.
Mm.
So I understand how it's working on the web as a shader on this kind of a system. But what happens if you want to take this into, like, say, Unity or Blender, or
So
how does
Blender you can do with, I think, I'm pretty sure I've seen Patricio talk about shaders in Blender. You can do scripting in Blender. I don't know if you can write pure GLSL in there, but I think
right?
that there's
Nicole
a
can tell us
node-based
because
shader
she
system.
has done it. If you can tell us, because I know that she was like before she got into ray marching, she was doing her 3D on Blender with shaders.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
And
right.
also in Unity, it uses the really old shader language called CG. So it's HLSL kind of, which is very similar, but like it's like a dialect difference. You're speaking the same language, but it kind of sounds
Right.
different.
Yeah.
Same for
Like
Unreal
right.
Engine is node based. Touch Designer is
Right.
GLSL, so you can just port it
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Right.
And Nicole was, I think she started on, correct me if I'm wrong, Nicole, but I feel like when at uni, your teacher taught you with P5, no? When you started with shaders?
Yeah, she said
Yeah,
in
there's a
there that she
Blender
started
add-on
in
to write
P5.
pure GLSL. That was Patricio. That's what he made an add-on for Blender, so you can write pure GLSL in there
Oh, we
too.
have the link.
What
We can
hasn't
show
he
it.
done when it comes to blend shaders? What hasn't Patricio done
I
when it comes
mean,
to
he is basically the godfather of
Exactly.
shaders.
I think so. So I showed in the screen anyway the link that Nicole shared with us for
Right.
people that wants to do
Yeah.
GLSL with Blender, which I haven't
Blender.
tried.
Yay.
Cool.
Yay.
Okay. So if I change out these and okay, so the colors okay, so the numbers are normalized is what I also know. Is that right? So 0,
Yeah.
2, 1.
So right now, I'm pretty sure. Let me check something.
What do you mean? The numbers are normalized?
So
Which
like,
numbers?
if you do
Your color
UVX,
numbers.
the UV.Y, and like dot 0 here, you're gonna see that like the 0, 0 is where the black is,
Black is yeah.
and then 1 is at the top. So if you want to move that black spot to the center, you need so that it's between -1 and 1, you need to do a little
Right.
manipulation
Right.
in the
Okay.
code.
So why have you written okay, so uv.x and uv.y is like you're like capturing the coordinate x and coordinate y from
Yes.
the entire
Yeah,
pixel
exactly.
space.
That's what we
Because
said in the
if you
beginning.
see
You
on
can call it
mine,
whatever, like UV or ST, but you will
Right.
pull the X
Right.
and Y coordinates from that space that you are creating.
Right.
yeah. I mean, you
So
could
this
also.
is like how we sorry.
No, go ahead.
Is this like how we do load pixel in P5JS?
Yeah, basically.
Right. Okay, then I'm sort of getting it a bit, but like I can't promise how long this
No,
will.
you don't. I mean, this is like we're just jamming.
We haven't
so
done
it's
this
all
in a long time also,
conversational.
too, which I
Yeah.
think is good for some of the viewers that might be new
Yeah.
as well, like you.
Right.
Completely
Right,
like
yeah,
new
like
on
me.
shaders.
Yeah.
So it's nice to do
Okay.
the revision. And for us to remember
So new
how to
new
explain it.
users, please put your questions in the chat so we can all be
Yeah, if
confused
anyone in
together.
there is new to shaders, of course, ask
Yeah.
away. The main thing to learn, it's like my mantra, and it's
Right.
you get a pixel position and you take a pixel position and you get a color. Here, and so now Alethea has just moved the 0, 0 position to the center of the screen, which is why there's a big black square now.
That's why I
Does
left
that make sense?
commented the UV formula, kind of, that it's a bit longer at the top.
Ah,
Because now you see it's
okay.
different. We didn't change the color, right? We only changed the way
No.
that we declare the UV, which is our space based on the resolution of the screen and
Right.
which is just a recipe.
coordinates.
You don't need to like understand what's happening in that line of code at all.
Right.
It's just like a recipe to center everything.
No, it's like basically it's the ratio, right? So like
Yeah.
if you remove the line 15, then the ratio is taking the whole monitor probably of or your respective computer. Okay. Okay, some things I'm getting, but let's see. Okay, and then can you explain to me why you need to declare both vertex and fragment both?
Because you need to use the pixel positions, you need to take them from the vertex shader. The
Right,
vertex
because
shader
what you
gives
said
you
about the two
the
triangles.
vertices.
Yeah.
And you
Right,
need to take those and bring them into your fragment shader, so then you can take those positions and use them to calculate the colors that you want to spread across.
Otherwise, you
Right,
wouldn't be
okay.
able to just play with the colors per se.
Yeah.
Because see it as the fragment, the paint that you have, and the vertex is the
Right.
canvas. So if you don't have your vertex, you have nowhere to use your paint on. So you really need that base, which is your vertex, basically. So that's why we always have it there, but we don't. So far, we haven't played with that part. We focus a lot on the visual, I suppose.
Yeah.
We are into the colors.
Let's see, there's an open shading. Yeah. So, okay. What else can we... the T time Oh yeah, uniforms are data that we take from outside the shader that we bring in. Basically, that's not part of shaders. You need to anything that you want to bring in, like if you wanted to bring in audio
We
or
could
a
just here.
CSV file or whatever, you'd have to use you write a uniform in your JavaScript to bring it in, and then you'd have access to it, which is what
Right.
time is here. We're basically grabbing a clock
It's
from.
it's like importing like import time in
Yeah,
Python or
exactly.
like
Yeah, yeah,
node modules. Okay.
yeah. And so
So
here,
so
Ilithya has
this is all
added
sort of
time.
like pre. But did you have to like call like a CDN kind of library for all of this to work, or this
No,
just kind of okay? All right. Okay, so
I mean,
that's
you
something.
definitely need to. You have to have like the Three.js library,
Yeah,
which you can have as
Right.
like,
yeah.
but
Right.
otherwise, yeah.
Yeah.
But here
Okay.
is only like the HTML. If you look, we have like 22 lines, kind of. And
Right.
that's the only thing that is happening in the HTML. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
any
So it's
CDN,
basically just
just
calling a
Three.js
yeah.
at the bottom that you don't see here. But if you open the JavaScript tab, and I'm going to show it in the screen, how it works
Yeah.
on CodePen, because we're on CodePen. In here, I can choose, like you were saying, what CDN I want or what library, and I chose Three.js, uh, which is already
Right.
there because we need that. And then this
Right.
is Three.js.
Okay. So now you have basically sign of times you've multiplied it by time,
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
I
I've got
did
that
that
right.
just to show you how to use or why
Right.
we keep the uniform time on there, because
Right.
when we want to
Okay.
start playing with animating or shader, that's exactly
Okay.
what's gonna let us do it,
Right.
as we use it, either multiplying it. We could, I guess, as well add it, and
Right.
it's gonna
Okay.
have a different effect.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you want to
And
wrap time in a sign function so that it cycles, or else in some cases you don't want to do that. But if you add time to anything, it's going to continue forever. And
Mm.
so if you're
yeah.
trying to manipulate like size or like some kind of pattern, and you don't put it in a cycle kind of with sine or cosine, then it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually your
Right.
computer will be like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
I can remove it for a
Um,
second, and then you will see. That's why I add the sign, so that
yeah,
because otherwise
No,
it's like
yeah. Got it.
going
Huh.
forever.
Yeah. It's
and
like
then it'll just be
it's like
green.
almost like
It never
Yeah,
it
stops.
just kind of
yeah,
yeah.
It
It'll
stays.
just try to keep going up till green, right? But
Mm,
yeah,
like, where does it go at the end? Okay.
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And then you changed out your line 14.
Line 14. So that's the thing, that's the line that takes care of the resolution and puts our 00xy coordinate in the
Right.
center instead of the bottom
Yeah,
corner.
we can go back
Ah,
to it.
okay. So
Yeah.
that's basically the maths I'll never understand. Okay.
Yeah. But you don't
You
like,
can
honestly,
understand.
it's like,
I
those are
mean, you
just
can
little
Understand.
or you can't,
formulas. But either way, you can still enjoy shaders.
Right.
because this is the
Right.
other
Right. Of course.
formula. This is like when you're learning in the book of shaders, probably like when you learn to define the UV. This is how it's done. Like you just
Yeah.
divide the resolution
Yeah.
against your
Okay.
fragment. But
Right.
once
Right.
you start like painting, you might
Mm-hmm.
see distortion in your screen because you don't have that aspect ratio, no? So if you do a
Yeah.
circle, it's
Sometimes
gonna
they'll
be
make
like
a
an
circle and
oval.
it'll look like an
We
oval.
can
Yeah.
try now.
Like how if you do Hydra in full screen and then it kind of just like
Oh, Hydra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe,
exactly.
maybe. Yeah, I haven't tried that. Yeah, but
Hydra's a lot of fun.
yeah, but with this
yeah,
formula, then
Hydra
it's
is
like
amazing. Right. Okay. So basically, you first call this. So calling the UV is kind of like essential to start thinking about shaders, or
Yeah,
not really?
absolutely. Because if you do, without, so remember the mantra is you have your pixel positions to
Right.
create to get a color. You take the positions, you get a color, and if you don't have the positions, you can't really, you can't do anything, because the main
Right.
function is going to execute for every pixel, and so if you don't know where they are, it can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Are you guys from the like? Have you? I don't know if like it's like choosing like what sized paper or like what type of paper before you really start. Like I'm coming from that background, like maybe choosing an A4 versus a like
Oh, like
envelope.
yeah. Oh yeah, you and Alicia are designers. I'm not the designer. I just kind of go for it. I don't have those types of.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
but it's true. I never thought about it. Long time print, but yeah, you can think about it that way too.
Mm.
As a
Oh,
good.
so Alithia, you have a background in print too?
I do, but now it's like poof, a long time ago because it was yeah web to cover like a long time ago I suppose. But yeah, in 2006 and
Okay.
2007, I work as a graphic
Right.
designer doing mostly print and a little bit of web design actually.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Animalo in the chat says hello. What are we making today? Today we are teaching Computational Mama shaders. That's
Yeah.
what I don't know what we're making yet. It's kind of like open.
Yeah.
We're just kind of experimenting,
Yeah, everybody
trying
can ask
to
us to like
lay a foundation
new
for
questions.
Correct.
understanding.
I
I
think
really like that little emoji.
maybe we can like kind of like start jumping into like simple shapes or something maybe,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's
then
use, we could maybe,
like
like we were just talking
yeah,
about the oval, we
That's
could
what
do
I
the
was
oval. I
thinking.
think,
right.
Alethea, you wanted to, because then we get to use the step function,
Hmm.
which is
To
Mm-hmm.
show you
basically
the if and
if else
else.
function, which
Right.
is fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So who should dive in? Everybody's very generous today. Should I start and do a
I don't know, you
circle?
seemed excited, so I was going to let you do it, but I
Okay.
could do it if you
Like
want. But go for it.
I'm there now.
Okay.
So
So length is a function that checks how far the xy position, the UV, is from the 0, 0, which we've put
Right.
in the center of the screen.
Okay. Sorry.
No.
no,
What time is it for you?
it's
It's
late
late,
in
no?
there.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's like almost 11. But
Yeah.
that's fine. I like it's okay. I'm up till pretty
We
late,
will
so
not keep you
Okay.
too long, by the way. So don't worry
No.
about it.
Yeah.
no, that's okay. I don't mind. It's fine.
Okay.
So
So
based on the length, right, if you measure the length out,
Right.
you're going to get, in this case, you're going to see that based on that original line 15 kind of resolution calculation that we did, that you get like a half gradient circle kind of
it's here
in
in
the
the corner,
Yeah.
bottom corner.
like
Mm-hmm.
hiding.
And so, yeah. And so, yeah, what
So
was I going to add
so
to that?
unlike P5 sketches which like start on the top left,
Yeah.
is it that
Mm,
these start on the bottom
No, it's different.
left?
It's
exactly.
always
Yeah, with
different.
shaders is like,
All of the screen spaces are different. There's like, oh gosh,
and it's
now I need
depending on
to.
how you define that UV, because I was gonna comment
Yeah,
and
that's right.
uncomment so that you see how it's gonna move now. As
Uh,
we center, because with this formula we're like working with the aspect
right.
ratio, and also we put the
Oh,
zero, the 0 0, kind of
correct.
like where it is in a normal like x and y coordinate
Yeah.
space, right?
Yeah.
So there's like, yeah, I was just looking at my notes again because I'm actually teaching an intro to shaders workshop like in a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, there's like pixel coordinates, which is what you were thinking of, which start at the top, right? That's what
Mm,
is normal
Yeah.
for P5, like
mm,
I think Alethea
Right.
just said.
mm,
Then there's UV space, which starts at the bottom, which
mm.
is when you see
Right.
the black at the bottom. And then
Right.
there's normalized device coordinates, which is like NDC, which is where the
Okay.
0, 0 is in the middle. And so that's what this manipulation on line 14 does. It gives us the NDC,
Okay.
which is what you want with shaders, generally
So
speaking.
so basically you've just like subtracted the resolution by half and
Mhm.
then kind of given that like divide by like doing 9 by 6 or something like that, right?
Basically.
Like
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Because for example, here too, I'm using the height, the y, but
Right.
I could have used the like the oh sorry, like instead of like
The X.
the y coordinate, I could have used the x, but I
Right.
decided to do
And
this
then
because the white screen could get even wider. So then it's kind of better
Hmm.
because
right.
the height kind of always stays when we're in the screen in
It's
the
more
computer.
universal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, rather than
Correct.
this one. So
Because the
So
width,
then
everyone has different screen
uh,
width.
so then float basically now the float circle is two values u and v, which
UV
then
is
you
XY. So you've got your XY
ah
position for your pixel.
right.
Every UV
Okay.
represents always where the pixel is.
So then don't you need a third parameter in line 20 like
No.
no, because
Why?
oh
when you have a vector tree and you have like a floating number, and you, for
Hmm.
example, this is
okay.
another thing that I think is from GLSL, uh, that
Yeah.
when you
I
only
mean,
have
what she's
one,
doing now is like this.
exactly, when you
That's
enter one
basically the
value,
screen.
Ah, right.
it's gonna
Okay.
assume that you want the same value in like the
Yeah.
three
Oh,
spots. Or if it would be like a vector 2 and you only input like a floating number, it's gonna assume that you want that value in both of them, which I think is kind of
like
nice that GLSL assumes that, because you don't have to
yeah.
retype the same thing all
Yeah.
over again, right? So
So
Exactly.
it's like in 3JS when you want a box, and if you just call 50 and then it makes you a 50 50 50 box. But if you want it to be like a rectangle, then you give all the other
exactly,
coordinates, right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Which, for example, because you use a lot of P5, and sometimes when I jump into P5 and I've been doing so much shaders, for example, in the past 2 years, that sometimes I forget and I think, oh, it's going to assume this P5 function
The
if I
And
same.
it's
put,
not.
but it doesn't. I have to actually enter again the same value. So in here's the opposite. In
Yeah.
here, you can trust that it's
Yeah.
going to assume it, so you don't have to
Right.
retype.
Yeah.
So
So
And
it's
so
so it's taken that 3 times, and then you've now then added the color values back in the last line, right?
just to show
23.
you that you can like
Right.
you
yeah.
can, because I could also like reorganize them if I wanted to. That's called swizzling.
Mm.
But basically, like you can, I mean, it will not produce a difference right
No,
now because of
we
the
need a
Right.
colors. But yeah,
color.
so you can break it apart if you want, or you can just leave it like that. And because it's a vec3, it'll just spread. It's like a spread kind of operator if you want.
Okay.
Like
And
that's
then
only
how would you
analogies.
change the color of this gradient, uh, this gradient, black gradient, to something else?
You mix in, yeah, you
Yeah,
would mix in
we can
a
mix in a
different
color.
vec3. Yeah.
So that's here. No.
No, but I mean yes, because you
Uh,
already were able. Yeah, it's good that you were able to change the color. But as you saw, you changed the color of the whole screen, right?
whole
Mm.
screen. Okay. So
Because
that's why you put it as color dot R and color dot G, and so that was taking some kind of value from here and
Yeah,
yes,
from
exactly.
yes,
But
yes,
right
yes.
now, color is just a float
right.
that we get of the length, which is why basically you have black and white, right? And it's darker in the middle because
Mm-hmm.
it's the float value is closer to 0, and then it gets white towards the outside. Let's
Right.
put this back so that it makes more sense. Color, sorry.
Mm.
Because it's getting the float value is becoming closer to 1. And
Right.
so the next step would be to constrain the gradient, right?
Right.
So that it's really just black and white. And then the
Right.
next step after that would be to change the black circle into some other color.
Some other color. Okay.
We
Yeah.
could check.
So let's like, yeah. Do you want to do the step function?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I was gonna say that you can apply color to it too without stepping it in. So then it's
Yeah.
gonna be
Do
like
you want to do color first?
yeah, you can choose the color, by the way, Ambika. Which color would you like to
Yeah.
have?
What's your color?
Yeah. Oh, I have no favorites, but you can put it in, and then let me try to like
Here, for
move it
example, do
around a
you
bit
see line
just to like
20?
yeah.
You
Hmm.
can
Right.
go ahead
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
define your color here.
Normalized.
What do you mean by normalized? Like RGB?
No, in
Oh,
this case, it's just a regular vector 3.
Yeah, I would say so. You don't need to.
so like, is it 0 to 255 or is it 0 to 1?
Oh, okay,
Oh,
0 to 1. Yeah,
0
right.
to
That's
1.
what you
Yeah.
meant. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, what do you mean with normalized? But yeah, 0 to 1.
And then I need the dot all the time, right?
Always. Yeah.
I don't know what color this is though.
That's going to have a little bit of red, no green, and a lot of blue.
Yeah, but we'll
So
see.
purple maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
You can. I'm gonna read some messages. Hold on.
So what Nicole is saying is that we could multiply it,
Oh yeah,
for
we can try that
example.
because we normally use mix. But yeah,
Oh,
let's try
you can
what.
multiply color with color.
Yeah,
My God. Okay, I'm
there
kind
it
of
is.
getting
It's like purplish.
right.
So
However,
Mhm.
you'll notice that it's not the circle that's blue, it's the background.
Right, right.
we can change that too.
We can change that.
Wait, I hope that this might work here since we're multiplying by reversing. Oh,
Nope.
it's reversing the color, but not just the spectrum. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Yeah. What about color plus OC1? Now we have like a
Ooh,
weird purple. Purple, it
yeah.
is kind of blue. I guess now we would have to wrap it in a step function. So
Right.
Yeah, we could too.
But this is
here,
Let me see.
looking good.
Yeah, I like it as
we're
well.
doing point. Is this, am I doing that right? Suddenly I'm having a doubt. 0.5, right? You want to test it against the middle. Yeah, there we go.
Mm.
I was right. So
Right.
this is like if the length of if the UV position, the XY position of every pixel is greater than 0.5, it's going to be
Right.
cut off and you're going to have like white. And if it's less than, okay, 2.5 now, it's going to be
Right.
blue. And so that's why if you make
Ah,
the
okay.
test case smaller
Hmm.
in number, the circle gets smaller.
So this is basically like a for loop limiter. So like,
Kind of,
if
yeah.
I equals 0 and I is less than whatever, then I
Mm.
plus plus.
No, no. It's more of an if statement than a for loop
Okay.
actually. So you're
Okay.
saying like if greater than 25, 0.25,
Uh-huh.
then be white, else be
Right.
blue.
Okay.
And
And
that
then
is
why did that
executed
like
for
that
everything.
gradient go away?
So if you want gradient, oops,
Smooth
you
All
step.
would do
right.
a
Okay.
smooth step. And in that case, you would say if mm,
I'm gonna
the
share a link with you, Ambika, here as a
close
comment,
is, yeah.
Ah, right, right.
so you
Does
can
that
check.
make sense? So here you're
Got
checking,
it.
you're smooth, you're making the gradient, you're allowing the gradient to exist between 0.25 and 0.5, or like you could do
Right.
0.26 if you want it to be like really contained.
Really be fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Okay.
you still see a little bit of the
Right,
pink, which I think is fun.
Mm.
right, right. Okay.
Step is a
Okay,
ternary
now I can
statement. Yes,
understand a
Nicole.
little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I put
So
the link
so
in there
then
from the book of
yeah,
shaders, and I'm gonna put it
right,
in the stream because in there I think this glossary that Patricia has in the book of shaders is really helpful to understand some of the functions, and I really like how he
Yeah.
explains there the step that we were saying, right? So in there you can see how he explains how the if statement kind of works that
Mm-hmm.
Eliza
right.
was mentioning, and you can see the graph
Yeah,
in there of how that
Yeah.
right.
if step would work.
So okay, so now so basically if I've put point 0.5, it's like 0.15, it's like from 0.15 to 0.26, and then it'll allow that
Cut
smooth
it
step.
off. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
exactly.
Got
The
it.
smooth step is really just a way to like make that edge kind of feathered.
Right, yeah.
So really, and you can play with that. You can, you can animate that number with a sign and time, and then make it, yeah, change over a cycle period, which is also fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, okay. This drawing is understandable. This whatever the description from your
Ah,
book
the
of
edge
shape.
thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Mm.
got it.
By the
Smooth
way,
step is
I'm
also
gonna
Nicole
make
likes smooth step. I love smooth
I'm
step.
gonna make a little commercial here because I saw that Daniel was here. Maybe he already left, Daniel Velasquez. But I figure like maybe Ambika doesn't know it, and maybe you don't know either, Eliza. But he has a newsletter, and I wanted to show it because
Really?
I mean I know that
Right.
you do
Wait,
patterns, Ambika.
who is that? Is that Major?
That
No.
is Anemolo. Is Daniel Velasquez?
Animolo. Oh yeah, are you still here,
I don't know.
Animolo?
I don't
And
know.
hello, Major. I think I
I
missed you coming
guess.
in. Glad to have
Yeah.
you with us.
But anyway, I will show his newsletter just because I really enjoyed the last.
Step is a ternary statement, and smooth step is the best function.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Step
this, I
is
mean, ternary, yeah, still here.
Here's
He gives us a
Daniel's.
heart. Yeah, let's see the newsletter. Is it
Here it
about
is.
shaders?
It's about shaders, yes, but it's about patterns. And I know that
ooh,
Ambika, you
Ooh.
like to do patterns in your stream with
yeah,
P5.
yeah,
So I figured this could be
yeah,
interesting because not all the
Pattern.
right,
links in this newsletter are shader
Super
based,
fun.
but it's like some of it
right.
is just about patterns. So yeah, I just wanted to make a little
Oh, how did I
commercial
not
because
know about this? That's
it's
so
a really
fun.
nice newsletter and there's a lot of interesting links in here. So to check it out. Um,
Cool.
Right.
Can you save
Okay.
that? We definitely need to keep that for the replay.
I'm gonna
And
put
also,
the link
I
on the
want it.
chat for the people
Perf.
so you all have it.
Perf.
So very nice because I figure for you, Ambika, maybe you can find inspiration for your patterns. Because I mean, some of
Yeah,
the
this
videos
looks
that I
pretty
check,
cool.
you also did so many beautiful patterns when you try to recreate some of the stuff.
Yeah. I think it like gives people a bit of like you know, like pull to like try it if they have a pattern.
Mm.
like how do you do this, like kind of a challenge. So yeah, I try to keep some of those patterns in there, but it's pretty cool. uh
Is that what you do, by the way, normally in your streams? Like you try to recreate something that inspires you, or do you do sometimes something like completely spontaneous, like we're doing today? That we're like, no,
I
no.
just I just do I like when I mean, I don't stream anymore, but like first it was mainly for the recreating. So then it was like every day, every week, whatever we were learning, and based on that, I would pick an artwork. So like obviously, if I was doing video or like how to load video on P5GS or whatever, then then I wouldn't like look at patterns. But uh, I found that when you like take like simpler abstract art, then it the challenge to like try it out as a newbie is like it's not so stressful, like oh my
Mm.
god, how do I do this? You don't feel like that. You just kind of, oh yeah, it's just steps, right? So like it's easy for you to break it down
Mm.
computationally also, that okay, if I had to draw this by hand, what would it mean?
Mm.
So like, it's just like, okay, it's just like a square, and then I have to move the square around or whatever, like,
Mm.
think about it like that. So
Darsh, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but the last comment in the chat says he doesn't see the links. I see them from my personal account,
Me too.
and maybe they need to
so
follow the
maybe you need
stream.
to follow us. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe you need
Ah,
to follow
yeah, yeah, yeah. Follow
the
us.
channel to get access to our links.
Yeah, I didn't know, but maybe it could be a feature from Twitch so that only the followers get
Yeah,
the
exactly. It's
content.
Right.
like
So
gated content.
yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. So sorry again. I will
Right.
put it in the just for the
Whoa,
sake
this is
of
a
people
really cool
watching
link
in here,
though.
like
I already do. Oh, you do follow us already. Oh, that's
newsletter.
strange.
And here's the link for the one that
Yeah.
can.
Okay. So it's on the screen. If you can't, can anyone else not see the links? Is everyone
That's
else seeing
weird.
the links?
Yeah, let us know if you, because I
I
wonder,
see them.
like
So
Nicole put some links too, so I was able to
yeah.
see them.
Also, thank you for following us. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah. But that's a bummer if you can't see
it's on the
you can't
code
see
pen
the
anyway
resources
for
we're
you.
sharing.
I already do that. Okay, yeah.
Okay,
Maybe a
so
bug.
we've used my favorite function. We've used Nicole's favorite function. I feel like we should use your two favorite. I'm going to say two. I feel like you have two, and they are fract and mix. Am I wrong?
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I like.
let's do that because
Yeah,
then we can make patterns, which is Ambika's thing. So that I feel like that's like a nice,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
no.
Let's
I'm
do that.
getting. I've had too much coffee today. I'm sorry. I'm getting very excited and dancing. So I'm gonna stop.
No, that's fine.
I'm gonna
But
try and contain
yeah, let's try
myself.
to make grid. So that could be fun, especially now after
Yay!
seeing the patterns. So we can start here.
So here's something that might blow your mind. I'm gonna let Alethea make the grid, but I'm gonna say what I realized. I had an epiphany about the grid. Is that when you're fractioning off things on the screen, you're not dividing up the space into smaller compartments. You're reducing the screen and tiling it across multiple times. So you have all of these different spaces, basically, which is wild
What
to
is
me.
this?
Like when I realized that, I was like, I can't believe I've been coding shaders for so long and I did not properly understand that. So yeah.
Oh, so that's how Hydra works. Now I get it.
Mm,
So when you do repeat in Hydra, like my assumption is that when you do a repeat, it's more like like a nested for loop, like, and it gives you a grid.
mm,
But in Hydra, when you do repeat, like, and then it takes the whole shader that you built and like kind of,
yeah,
so basically, yeah,
yeah. Which is interesting because then in more complex cases later on, you can actually assign an ID to each of the tiles and you can make
right,
the contents of them move differently. Right now, I
right,
don't think we'll do that because, yeah, it's a little,
yeah.
I think, complex. But
No,
like,
no, I
you see
can't
that
fall.
the
I'll
blue
not do
is the bottom corner? That's the 0, 0. And so every little square has its own UV space,
it. Right.
which is like a bit of
Blue.
a mind
There's kind
Yeah,
of
fuck.
like the
yeah.
Can I
grid at
swear?
the
I can
moment.
swear. It's a bit of a mind fuck. Yeah.
Wait, now let me see how you set it up after.
Here is in line
So you
21.
made this grid,
Right now, I only
which
have
is
the grid.
basically
Mm.
right. Okay.
So that's the fract. Yeah.
And then you
So
replace that in the color vector, which was originally circle, and now
Yes.
it
yes,
is grid.
Now it's grid.
yes.
And as you
Right.
see, I had to put a third value because grid is a vector 2. So if I would
Right.
have just left the grid alone, like we had the circle, which was a floating number,
Right.
I probably will get an error.
Grid or
Yeah,
something. It
because
should
it's
not
like
work. Right.
complaining that um,
Yeah, it's
I need a
like your
third value.
parameters are wrong. Okay. And what if you were to keep that one as like a point something or the other?
It's
I
gonna
don't think
change the
that
color, I
it
believe.
would
That's
So
not going.
I think it's
do
gonna
anything. The alpha, no?
influence
Yeah,
the.
it doesn't. You have to include it because it's a vec. Or wait.
Right, right.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Mine
that's
can
that's
so
what
it's
you
a vec
meant. If
4.
you need to, yeah, you need to have it because we need three. It's a vector 3,
Right.
right?
But it has no real effect on the it doesn't affect
I
the
mean,
way it's
you could do like grid.x 1, and then over here grid.y,
right.
Mm-hmm.
and then
It's gonna change the
normally you would get
colors. That's
different.
what I was gonna.
Or you can do 0 here, and you'll see like it's
It
just like
changed
the
the
way that
color.
I find this a little less clear because now it looks like we have columns.
Yeah. No. Okay.
No, but it's
Oh,
good because you couldn't
it's still
see
a grid, but yeah.
with the other way, you couldn't see the difference between 0
Right.
0.0 and 1 point, because there's a difference. There is, if you like, you look closely, if you have 1.0, there's a slightly difference, but like you have to just like look closely. But it does change because uh, it's a different green value, which is the last value, right? So, I mean,
Right.
a blue value. No, so it should have some
Okay.
effects on.
So so if right now I change something on line 26 and you have done color plus equals to C1, will that make a difference?
Yes, because it's as well inserted in there. It should.
Yeah.
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 Right. Okay. Okay, now I think I'm understanding it a bit. But yeah. So basically, like it's like you're doing on these manipulations and then finally you're putting all of it back into the frag color,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
whatever was the math that you did there is kind of like jammed into that one
Yeah.
last
The final
right.
what's the word I'm looking for? Solution? No. Answer? No. The final number of the equation, the total equation that we've created
Right.
is the color. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Whatever you need,
that's
like a
really difficult.
square, like any shape, you kind of draw it within the color.
Mm. It
Right.
all yeah.
So,
It all kind of
so
ends up
Okay.
being.
But now where is our smooth step? Where has it vanished?
So we've taken the circle out. So how would
I
we put
have,
the
Right. Okay.
circle
it's not there yet.
Can we
into
just
each
plus
grid?
we can plus it back? Like, can we not like just plus
We
into
can,
the color like how you've done with C1? No.
yeah, I was gonna try different things because.
Okay, tell me. Like
No,
I'm trying to
I don't
like
know.
guess.
I'm not sure because every time
Yeah.
like I do things here like completely different if I'm on my own, which is a good challenge to kind of
Yeah,
learn.
because
So
right.
I would try to see what happens if instead, because circle is a floating number, right? So what happens if I put it here? That's the first thought that I had. Like, let's see what will happen. Nothing happens. So which means that probably is in the back or something. So
Right.
what we're gonna do is here the UV for the circle, instead of using the UV, I'm gonna use the grid, which is a vector 2. And again, I don't see anything. So let me think. Another idea where to put the circle.
Oh, you know what? I've been kind of like staring into the screen
Mhm.
instead of increasing the size of the font.
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay.
If it was too small.
Oh,
So apologies
hello,
for
Echo
that.
Freshman. You're not too late. We're right in the thick of it. You're joining just in time.
Yeah, just in time. Correct.
Let me think, because normally I would do it differently, but maybe this is not working as I thought.
Are you talking about like how to mix put the circles in the grid?
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
If
can
you,
I
yeah,
whisper a
go,
hint?
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I think that you should use your other favorite function.
To mix it, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping
Right.
not to
Okay.
use mix, but yeah, let's
You
try.
wanted okay. That's my main way of doing it is definitely with mix now. You've converted
Right.
me. I feel like
Okay.
we tried to do it a million different ways in past streams, and mix was always the most efficacious.
Yeah,
Is that
you're
the right
right.
word? Wow.
Yeah. God, I haven't worked like with grids as well
Wow.
now for
I
the
haven't
last
I
like.
haven't heard that word in a long time.
Efficacious. Yeah,
Thankfully.
I've been reading. I've been taking the time to read books lately. Can you tell?
It took me back to a little bit
Circle.
to like what is that one with the nanny? I forgot.
Oh,
Like the show with the nanny. Wasn't it
The
called the
movie,
nanny?
no, the
yay,
movie
sir.
with Julie Andrews.
Oh gosh.
You
Oh,
know?
when she's flying around with her umbrella. Oh my God, what's it called? Mary Poppins.
Mary
Yeah.
Oh,
Poppins.
yeah.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
And they have that
Um,
song about the spoonful of sugar,
yeah,
like efficacious.
spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Medicine go down. Medicine go down. I have to watch that again. It's such a lovely,
You know, it's
lovely.
very interesting. I saw it recently, and though I might say that my son was absolutely disinterested in it, but
Oh,
the
no.
the reason that the nannies come in to the fold is because the mother is busy with her women's lib movement.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so the mom is going out of the house to protest, right? So they need someone to look after the children.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because the dad's a banker. So like
That's
so
funny.
it's like yeah, it was pretty amusing. So, okay, so now you've mixed C1 and color
Okay,
and
wait.
circle.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
just have a flat
like
circle in the grid.
I feel like what are we missing? We have the color of the dots, which is C1.
Yeah.
And we have our main color, which is color. Oh, my bad. I forgot here. And then we need to do color equals C1. Think.
Colors equal C1. Why?
I think
No.
so. Oh, sorry,
But
my bad.
that's only gonna
No,
give us the.
wait. Hold on. You want to call this? You don't want to, yeah. Or I guess you could. Yeah, that should work actually. I was gonna say like vec3, like I don't know, blah, and then that, but that's basically what you were doing. So it cancels itself out.
But it's the same. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Now I'm confused because I would usually mix in
So
Yeah.
the
why
new
wouldn't you
color.
first make the circle and then repeat the grid? Like make wouldn't that be the logic?
So yeah,
This is what I was
I'm
going to
wait.
do differently. So, can I do something? Can I comment this in the meantime?
Oh, wait a second.
Okay.
It's because we don't have. We didn't define color here to begin with. We need like a base color.
What do you mean base
So
color?
like vec3 base color equals vec3. We'll just make it like black for now. And then you want to mix that with base color. And then why doesn't that work? Oh, because I didn't spell it right.
Oh, but wait,
Oh, sorry, I changed.
yeah.
It's fine. And now we have. I'm so confused. Where's my grid gone? Where's the grid? The grid is here.
It's gone because you.
But now you haven't added it. It's not there in the mix.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
we
in the
don't
mix.
have
That's why
it.
it's gone. Because it was part of color. So I'm gonna try something.
Yeah, do your
different.
do your thing. I'm confused now because my way of.
And I'm gonna go back to.
I used mod anyways. It's true, and I worked directly on the UVs. I didn't put my grid in a separate.
And now I'm gonna try what I was
in a separate
thinking.
function.
Maybe here should be the grid or
Variable.
yeah, that's what I thought. So it's there, but it's like in the corner. So this is another trick, and I'm gonna break the code for a moment so that we can, or I can think. Because when I start writing lines very long, it drives me crazy. So with length,
Oh, so it works.
we were able to do the
Right.
circle by having
Right.
the length of the UV or your space. But when it's like, as you see, not in the center or the place that you wanna manipulate the x and y kind of that circle, right? So there's another function in GLSL that is called distance that I like more than length actually, because you're able to manipulate that x and y values, which is
Right.
with the second, it takes two values, like first the space, which is a vector 2, which would be our grid, and then
Right.
the centering, or yeah, how would you call it? Yeah, centering, no, of the position of that circle. So it's in here where I could go and say 0.5, and then I'm gonna push those dots to the center, because I'm telling this vector 2 is, I'm gonna comment here, is basically your x and y. I have to do it outside.
You just, you need it. Yeah.
So the vector 2 is the x and y. So that's, I'm basically telling it go 0.5 in the x coordinate and 0.5 also in the y coordinate. Because if I do 0, 0, 0.5, we're going to see the circle only move to like the center of the, vertical. So you would do so.
So it's now 0. It's like 0.5 comma 0.5.
Yeah,
Then you
exactly.
just put it once.
Yeah. It's again this what I forgot the English name. The assumption. The language that is assuming that if I put 0.5, it's assuming that you already have 2. So, but now I type both of them, so it's in the head, but you don't need to put them. So yeah, now we have our grid of circles.
That's such an interesting way to place them. I never would have thought to do it directly in the circle creation. It's so cool.
That's how I do it normally, but I thought
okay.
I didn't do it that way because, as I said, I wanted to try something different, which I thought could work, but that idea didn't pan out as I expected, but which was cool, at least to try and see that it didn't work. So yeah, if you want to do a grid, at least that's how I do it. If you know a different way, let's try it. By the way, I'm always
I can try and do what I was
like with
trying to do before. The only basically. Do you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Here,
let's learn how to do it.
Let me comment out, I think. Well, I don't want to delete your things, but can I
just comment them? Yeah.
Okay, so let's just go. I need the base color. I'll comment that. So if you have your base color, and then you want to like create your grid. So let's create a grid variable. We'll put it in a float. Anyone who watched last time, I'm basically doing the same thing that I did when I did blend modes. But yeah, you have your grid, and then instead of using fract, I'm going to use a function called mod, which is just another way of dividing up the screen. And instead of taking the space and dividing it up wait, is it fract or mod that does it evenly? Now I'm forgetting. One of them constrains the division to the screen space, and the other one just kind of like lets it kind of spread out.
Mod constrains it, and frac spreads it. That's why in ray marching, I was saying that when I try to make a grid of like 3D spheres with frac, it doesn't really work as with mod would do, because in ray marching you have more like elements around it.
So like, basically here I'm creating the grid and repeating the pixels position across the space. And then we can take I'll write another smooth step. So we'll do circles and we'll do a smooth step because we like smooth step. 0.1, 0.1, I guess. And then instead of length, we'll use distance just to be different. I think I'm missing. No, I think that's okay. What am I going to do? I'm going to do UVs back to checking against 0, 0 because that's the center of the screen. And then we're going to pick a color, circles color for the dots.
By the way, I shout out to Shan Selmer, who helped us do this
debugger.
The debugger that you see on screen that is appearing on CodePen, showing us exactly the error, is thanks to Shan. So thank you.
Yay! Do I have any errors?
Yeah, but it's the fact that you commented the color at the bottom, so you just need to define a color.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, because base color. No, let's just have color. Does that take away my... Yeah, okay, so we have a black background. So this is my background color, right? I've created my grid. I've applied my grid to the UVs. I've created my circles, and then I've written a color for what I would like my circles to be. And so now I'm going to do what I was trying to do before, but I had mixed things up because here I'm acting right on the UV. I'm not like saving it in a separate variable. And so here we'll do C1 because for like the main color of the dot, and we're going to use the mix function. So what do I have? I have my circles color that I want to mix against the background, and I want to see the circles basically. And then normally, unless I messed it up again, if I do that, we should see some circles and little dots and grids and dots, basically. Does that make sense? It's just like another way to do it. I don't know which one feels more clear. I think everyone's brain works very differently. I kind of love seeing how you did it though, Ilithya, because it had never clicked for me, I think, the other times.
Ah, okay. Maybe this
so
time
like here you can pack them in. Yeah. It makes so much more sense. I think the other times so many things had been happening at once.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, that's normally my favorite way, I guess, to apply it.
So here, I'll just put my name here. That's my method. And then this is, I'll comment this out again and we can go back to yours. And then we go back here.
What I like about the usage of mod is now that like the more that we advance in shaders, I realize that sometimes fract when you do a grid could have limitations depending on what you want to put inside. So, but if you're doing a circle, you're good. It's okay. But the more stuff, then your method would be like so it's interesting.
Yeah.
Questions.
So people will have like two different ways of doing the exact same thing, which we love.
Yeah, and we like to show this always because I think every person is so different and you have like a different way to, like when you probably, because I have a feeling you mostly use P5, right, Ambika? So when you do P5, probably you have a certain way to do stuff, and when you had your guests on this Coding with Friends, probably they were able to do something that you were doing like completely different, which is like...
Actually, I've only had like 2 guests who knew coding.
The other ones you were teaching them then.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wow, yeah, okay.
Interesting. Okay.
But that's also fun because when you're teaching people who aren't used to doing the thing, they ask questions that force you to verbalize things that you didn't necessarily think about or like took for granted as understood or whatever.
Yeah, that you just do it automatically. But then when they ask you, it's like, huh? Yeah, why? Good question.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think you kind of like it re-solidifies in your mind also, oh, this is the way it is supposed to work, like, you know. Right. So, okay, so now if I've got the run through correct, is that you've got the smooth step and instead of length, which we were doing like as UV or something like that, now we are using a distance format.
Oh, wait, you also use distance. My bad. I thought I was doing something different up there. Yeah, distance is what's the difference between distance and length? It's like very subtle.
The thing is that in length, and I can show it again by putting length here. Yeah. Again, and then the grid inside is that in length you're getting that distance of the grid to create the circle, but it's very limited. It only gives you that distance that exists to create that circle in between, but you cannot manipulate it if you want to move that circle, at least not easily there. Like, I mean, I am sure there's other ways that we could move actually that circle, but the easiest way would be to then jump into the distance function, which is basically length here, like this. I would say is length, and then your second value is your position.
Oh, it is your match. You're calculating it against. Yeah, it is easier to move around.
So the first value is the length, and the second value, the vector 2, is your position with x and y, and then you can like if I would have, like, for example, the dot to be more like up, then in here is where you would move it if you want like a different effect.
So I'm just gonna respond to Echo in the chat, who said what we're trying to achieve, nothing in particular. We are just exploring shaders because Ambika has never coded shaders before, so we were introducing her to them. And yes, pro account on CodePen allows you to pair program, and the errors, we just gave a shout out, I think, earlier to Sean, a.k.a. 𝗙𝗀𝗀𝗀, who made that tool for us because I think he thought it would be helpful for people to be able to better see like what was happening when we had code errors, because shaders are like notoriously annoying to debug
Yeah, it's
anyways.
very hard. I mean, you do get
You get
a console
nothing.
error, but
It's so
it's
ugly
so
though.
long exactly that
It's
before
the
you can
worst.
actually read what the error is, like you're completely lost. So yeah, we're very thankful for Sean to make it that debugger. And
So generous, yeah. So nice of him. And Nicole is saying that you could also subtract a vec2 from length,
oh, that's
and it
true.
would give you
That's
the
true.
same vibe
We can
as
go back
distance. So
to this. Yeah, I forgot
would
about
you
that. I've
subtract?
seen that
Wait.
other people using that, but since I don't
Mm.
do it myself, I never like tried. But
Yeah, this is why
Right.
it's so fun though, because like everyone just like reaches for something will feel
wait,
intuitive to
wait,
one
wait. What
person
I
that
think of
doesn't to another.
subtract.
Your
It's inside, I think.
ah
Yes. 'Cause
goes inside length. Ah,
yeah,
okay.
I think
Right.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
nicely
Oh
done.
yeah, true. Yeah, thanks, Nicole. Yeah,
In
because this
math,
method I never use it, so I forget about
called
it.
magnitude. For vectors, so the guy, someone in the chat
Mhm.
who's 6u says length is called magnitude. When you're talking about vectors in vector space, yes,
Mhm.
agreed. You don't need to necessarily think about that here though. Like you can, but you don't have to yet, since we're in 2D land and nothing is moving yet. And yeah, but also I think we're using normalized, so that wouldn't actually be magnitude. I think wouldn't it be like a normalized vector? I don't know. I'm having like flashbacks to the nature of code with Dan Chiffin when he explained this, but I don't know it well enough to properly explain. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Some more
My
Cool.
questions?
assumption is that the usage of vec 2 3 or whatever
Mhm.
in shaders is more like it's almost in a form of a function then where you can repass it on to something else, but like
Hmm.
like the physics or the math of it needed necessarily like
Exactly.
be
They're
close
just
to
different types of containers. Like a float is a box that
right
you put one thing in. A vec2 is a box that
right
has to contain
Mm.
always two items, et
right
cetera, et cetera. And the same
yeah
goes for like a vec3, a vec4, a matrix. No, 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 no.
so
Um,
so tell me, sorry Ilithya, can you move a cursor? I'm not able to see the
Ah,
what you've
yeah.
typed out, sorry.
No, no. Don't be.
Right. So then, how in the same format, how do you bring the circles back to the like top half, like you've done earlier?
Oh, if
oh,
we're
to go
stay
up?
here, you would do
Yeah.
like I did below, because remember that vector 2 is like your position, which is your
Right. X.
x and
Oh,
y
yeah, yeah, yeah.
coordinates. Like the
Right,
second,
right, right,
first you
right.
have the length, and
So it's
then you have.
basically point five from
The
the center
center
up center, and then point
on the
one
Y.
Yeah,
Yeah.
going
yeah,
upwards,
you're pushing.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay. So then, say if we wanted to do, can
I
you
will be
see
right
this?
back.
yeah, sure. You
What if we
want
wanted
to
to like
move them
all
to the bottom? Oh, I can barely see
wait.
your.
Oh, sorry.
You
I
have
need a better
some
picture.
of them are to the bottom and some of them to the top, I think. Is that right?
Right.
Is that
Once.
correct?
Right.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I got it then, because it was hard to see, but I think you. Ah, perfect. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. So I believe that if we want to do that, we wouldn't be able to do it within this one grid,
Right.
but we need to overlap two
Right.
grids. That would be my trick, to overlap
Oh,
two grids, I
so
think.
that's possible. Like,
Yeah, we can go ahead and try that, which I haven't tried in a long time too, so that could be fun. And that, for example, we could go ahead and we can actually copy this, because it's going to be like a clone of that circle for a
right.
moment. And then, wait, no, before I do that, let me think for a second. If I do that, I'm going to create this. I will put it on the top. Yeah, I think it should work. So then we're calling it circle 2.
Right.
And just to visualize the circle 2 first, I'm gonna, in line 52, replace it
So
so
this
that
would
I
be at
can watch.
0,
And that's gonna be at 0, yeah.
0. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right. That's the second
Right.
that you wanted to have, right? So now we have
Right.
the
Right.
circle and circle 2 patterns, kind of. And then, actually, I'm gonna call it think we can do circle plus, or is it multiplier? This
What
is
are we
the,
trying to do?
she wants to have two patterns. Oh, interesting. Wait, but I
You need to
to,
duplicate the UVs.
she wanted that exactly. Show her your drawing. She wants to try to
Okay.
that. So I told her that I think the way to do that would be to have two grids. So, you know,
Yes,
overlapping each
duplicate
other.
those UVs.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
that we can kind of like move them, because we cannot have like one line of circles in one way and one not in this way.
You can, but it's complicated. Like,
I
I don't know that we haven't done it together yet, so I feel like it would be tricky to try and parse that out. Like, I've played with
No,
it on
no,
my own a little bit, and Nicole
simple, simple.
is saying like you can add like a ID to each thing and then switch up the contents of each box.
No, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
tricky.
probably. But this is like, I think this is a
No.
simpler way to do it, or
Yeah,
not?
yeah. I much
Why,
prefer duplicating the UVs
why are
because I
you
think it's
saying
more
no,
fun.
Ambika? Tell us.
No, like I'd want to like, 'cause it'll be too complicated for me. Like if you guys, because you know you are like the level is different.
No,
No?
that's why I think it's more fun to duplicate the UVs because then it's just like you're
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
two
Okay.
layers on top of each other. But I would love
Yeah.
to do IDs in a grid with you at some point, Alethea. And
Yes,
to be
let's.
honest, Nicole, who's chilling in the chat, if you ever want to come on and walk us through how you did your
Right.
multiplication table, would not say no.
Yeah,
Because I've
because
looked at it
I
on
yeah.
Shader Toy a bunch, and it's very fun.
Yeah. I haven't even looked at it, but I saw it on Instagram and I told her I really wanted to try it, but actually I
It's super
haven't.
cool.
So as usual, I want
Yeah.
to try so many things that I haven't really
And
tried.
and I was
that.
expecting her to be into it, and she was. So
Yeah,
let's talk. We'll talk in the DMs after.
Yeah, she
Yay!
should come. So what I
I
was gonna
promise
do,
we'll
I was
record it
gonna
properly
do.
this time. Because when poor Nicole came on our last stream, it was my fault. I was having internet issues, and the whole stream was janky. Okay, so let's do two layers. So you have your UVs, right? So if you save your UVs in another variable, you can just like
That's
basically it's like in Photoshop where you have two layers, and then you can influence the second UV space you just created in a totally independent way.
Right.
Yeah.
But why is not moving? Hold on a second, because
Where are you?
I'm on line 23,
What line are you on?
and my second UV is kind of like this grid too that I put here.
Okay.
So then I was trying to push. Oh no, maybe I'm doing that wrong. Maybe what I only need to do is. Oh yeah, it was kind of working, I guess. Oh, I know what's happening. So yeah, this is kind of working, but this is. Damn. This is overlapping the other grid at the same time. So then
I think
don't
so. Maybe change the color of the elements in the second grid so that you can see it better. Or is there anything in the second grid? Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is, because if I don't, like if I have the two grids together, they form that circle.
Okay.
Let me go. Maybe I'm thinking it more complex. Let's go back to.
And then we could do
circle. Okay, that was the first circle, and then circle 2 again was kind of like there on top, but what we want is actually the opposite. So maybe I just need to move them from, or maybe it was that. Oh, it's still the. Wait, I'm a bit lost now.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good. Don't give up. You feel like you're on the right path.
Should they be the same? No, but so wait. So now basically you're like doing these two formulas, two formulae for colors, and then eventually you're just like multiplying them with each other.
Yeah, so multiplying is like
layering
merging.
up.
Yeah.
Like in
Right.
Photoshop, when you have layers,
Right.
that is multiplying
And
basically.
they sit on top, right? And then the addition would be like you're really like adding to that original color. You're not layering. You're just like making it more or less of. So yeah. Okay. So here you have.
Yeah, that's also like okay. And then what is the color plus equals to C1?
That's when you're adding your
Right. Okay.
Vec3 to that other color, that blue.
Let me think.
So that, yeah.
And then what Ilithya was trying. So she's now
Let
She's
me
made a
see.
new grid,
Yeah.
She's
right?
duplicated the UVs, and then she's created a second. Did you duplicate the UVs?
Yeah, in
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I call it grid
No,
2.
you didn't. You didn't duplicate the UVs. You
Yeah,
need to save the. I
in
think you need
here.
to save the UVs. Here, wait.
No,
You
but
need to
that's the UV
make a.
duplication, the grid. You know, grid 2.
Yeah, but you're not using a different. So here, so like, wait. Am I misunderstanding? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. I feel like you
What?
need a.
Yeah, because in here I'm using the grid 1, which is 1 UV. And
But you're using the UVs from the. Wait, hold on. I feel like you need to do. We'll call them UV2 equals UV, and then here.
where are you? Oh, you're
Where are you?
okay.
She's on line 20.
Yeah, I see.
Grid 2 fract.
Right.
You need
Okay,
to
okay.
divide UV2.
I think that will not make a change, but yeah.
Not yet, but because if you're dividing up the UVs from grid 1 in grid 2, you're not making new UVs. You're taking the old UVs and you're using them in a new. You know what I mean?
I think it's the
Like
same.
you definitely need to save the. Well, okay, you can undo it if you want,
No, it's
but
fine
I
because
don't.
it doesn't make a difference. That's what I'm trying to say. Something happened. Okay, what did you
Yeah,
do?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
I just want. I
she
didn't.
changed the
I just
number
made
in the
the
fract.
number, the grid,
So
just to see where they
yeah,
are.
so
yeah,
here I feel like. Wait, can we change the color of the second layer?
yeah, we could.
Where's the color for the second layer?
Hold
There
on
is.
and let me try with the normal UV because I'm thinking that really like, yeah, that's what I thought. It doesn't matter. It's UV to you. The color blue, it's here, so we can do a different color here. The color 2, and it could be red.
Sure.
And then we have the color. We apply the color to the whole thing, so which means that we would do it like differently, I guess. So,
So yeah.
circle 2. And then I could say so now we have red, and then if we go back to the 4 in here, there we are. Okay, so so it's there, the other grid, but I was trying to push it. Now maybe I should be able to see it more clearly why is not being pushed. Maybe it's too much.
Okay. I see a difference. I see
Maybe
a
you
red
want
and
to
a
do.
purple.
Maybe you want to do grid 2.x instead of y.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But for me, it would be no, because it's moving to the, and we
It's
want to
interesting.
put
The
them.
lines are crooked.
Yeah, because we want to
Yeah.
put them at the bottom, right? So that's, yeah, exactly at the bottom
That's
of.
okay.
So actually, yeah, in a way, actually, it was not wrong. Yeah, you said that you wanted to kind of have them. Ah, I see. Okay, yes. So then, yeah, I'm gonna bring your UV to Eliza here because now I see.
I think
Okay.
you do need it. Yeah, because or else you're gonna mess both. You'll be
Yeah.
messing with the position of both of them at the same time, and it'll always annoy.
Yeah. I thought I could move the grid, that's why I didn't want to use it. But now I see,
Yeah.
because then when I want to move it, I don't see the circle anymore. So now we can go here 0.5, and it should move the grid completely. Maybe it's too small.
But I think in grid 2 you need to wait.
Oh,
Are you doing so?
Add
Up here you have
UV2.
UV2,
yeah,
and I
you're
think
right. I
here
forgot
also the.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
it should show, or not. Why?
Okay, so let's try. What if you were to do like 6 here for the second grid, just to see what happens?
It does
That's so
change.
weird.
Go back to 4.
That's so funny. Yeah,
Because I think
that's like
it's
not what I expected, but interesting.
So hold on. UV2 is there, and I'm moving. Do I have to move it after? Maybe I have to move it after, but I don't think so. I think it has to be moved.
Oh, that makes a difference too. Like it
What
reads
if
it
you
in a certain
just
way.
It's not shifting. UV2 is just the
what if you
definition of.
times color? What if you just did color equals G2? What would happen?
Oh, there,
Oh,
there.
okay.
I moved it. I
Then you're just my bad. I'm gonna put it back because the way that I do it anyways.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Say.
Wait.
No, I thought I
No, I was
moved
gonna
it.
say like the smooth step way that you have of positioning things in the grid is so different than the way that I do it with mix. So then this layering of the UVs is so different. It's so interesting. But like, wait, so we can't move over the red a little? Oh, we can. Yeah, but then everything changes. So why?
Yeah, me too. I'm trying to see why the UV is not moving as I.
Make two. Can you not make two circles which are like quarter quarter and then they just join up?
Mm.
Or like is that
But this
that
should be
logic
able,
is
in my logic, normally, like, and when I work with two UVs, it should like move, really, like.
right?
So let me see. What are we missing? Because we have the.
I feel like it has to do probably with these lines between like 59 and 63. Like I feel like so when I layer using mix, I will say like color equals C1 as like okay, color equals that layer. And then when I take my duplicated UVs, and then I'll be like color equals C2, like the second layer. But I don't multiply or add, and I feel like maybe that's part of it, is throwing off the calculations a bit. But I don't know for sure because it's like a different approach, right? Because we're doing the positioning in smooth step in this case. So I don't know how to. The word in French is décortiquer. I don't know how you say that in English, but yeah.
So you can comment
I
it
don't know
and
if
do
that's
the
clear or
mix
confusing.
and do the mix.
Yeah, I'd have to rewrite. So I'd have
Because
this.
it's still
Well,
like.
I'll wait. Finish your thought though, because you're not far. I feel like.
No, go ahead because it's not moving. Like, definitely not moving.
Maybe Ilithya, you can remove the second color and just try with that. I don't know that because one is like
Is it the
multiply
C? Yeah, maybe it's the C2.
The second color.
and then yeah, like we just do it with the blue and then you do the shift like how you've done.
Oh, okay. So you mean that even maybe as we were before, like it was here, but
Right, right, right.
it's that's the same as I had below actually. So I don't think that's gonna make
Oh, sorry.
a difference.
Okay.
Sorry. Oops. Yeah, it's not moving still. So which is weird. And if I move the one in the bottom, it's gonna be as well like the half, like this disappearing because it's not moving the
Oh,
grid, which is still like why
power's gone away, but
Oh, what happened to your light?
to the what?
the power went.
The
Oh,
power went off.
Electricity. Yeah,
oh yeah. Why?
it'll be back.
Does that just like happen sometimes?
Is it normal?
Yeah, yeah, India, it's all normal.
Oh, okay.
You didn't seem very surprised, so I figured it was like
Yeah,
commonplace.
especially in the summers.
Yeah,
Ah, okay. How come your computer is still on? You have like
true.
battery or
And your internet
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
is not
and
dead.
your internet, yes.
Even the internet is on backup because we all work on the internet all the
Yeah,
time, right?
Oh,
so interesting.
interesting.
So you have like a
Yeah.
generator?
No, no. We just have. It's called an inverter. So it's just like a big battery which you put in the house somewhere, and
Mm.
then only few power plug points are kind of connected to it. So it kind of flips as soon as it knows that the main power is
Yeah,
gone.
cool. It's a good fail safe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like Alethea, you're not far. You got one in the corner and one in the top.
Yeah, but that's the problem that it's cutting because it's not moving the
So
whole UV
basically,
as
it's
I
only
wanted.
moving the circle and it's not moving the
The UV,
the
the
grid.
space, like it's not moving the space
Illusion
as I wanted.
grid.
So you can try what you wanted to try because yeah,
Okay,
uh,
let
let's
me.
let's not take too
I
much
don't know
time.
if I can do. I don't know that I could get like a half circle, but I can certainly get 2 layers of circles. So if we have this like original layer
Where are you? Hold on. Oh,
on
okay.
line
Yeah.
22, and I have these circles, right? Um, I just need to duplicate my UVs. So we'll say vec2 uv.
I'm just gonna position the circles how we had it, so that I just. Oh, what? Did I make them? It's black now. Why? I only wanted to move the space here.
So, well, for now, you want to, what did you want to do?
I wanted to move the space so that we have half
Yeah,
a
go for it.
circle, but
You can.
everything broke somehow.
I think that moves them outside of the grid space somehow.
Oh. So completely. Wait, 0, 0. Oh, it's so different in your setup. Yeah, I don't know how to. I'm gonna leave it as it was.
Is it because of this, maybe?
I don't know, but maybe because you use mod, so I'm just gonna leave it. So just go on. Oh yeah, you did it now. I don't know how, but not in the way that I did it.
No, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I was on. To be honest, I haven't really like moved the things around. So your circle. This is your circles. This is your color. Anyway, I'll just make it a second layer, and then we can look at like how to move them around because I haven't actually done that. And so then if we take basically, I guess I will do this all over again. Then we'll do C2, C2. We can
Lithya, line 55 was Y, no? Maybe it was supposed to be X.
No, I already tried that and it was not working.
Oh.
I don't know. So
circles.
Right.
most likely I will after the stream try to see.
Right.
But sometimes I don't want to take too much time here. Like if Eliza method works faster, I'm happy. So that we don't take too much time of all of you.
Should I do that properly? Wait, I need to do this line by line or else it's too confusing. Okay, so I have my UVs, and then what do I want to do? I want to make another bunch of dots. So what do you,
Sorry, I just...
you copying it?
I was in the meantime gonna try something on my own, but you go ahead.
Okay. So where am I? Suddenly I'm having like a brain. My brain is slowing down because it's like 8:30. Hold on. I want to.
The coffee is wearing off now.
Right?
Eliza.
It is. It's because I had 2 coffees today and I'm crashing. Shouldn't have had the second one. Dang it. Okay, so we will create here other circles. And we'll do... we'll take these. And then we'll say UV2. Should not have an error. Right, okay. And then we're going to do float color, other, sorry for these ridiculously long variable names, other circle color.
Okay.
I prefer that. Yeah, I prefer that normally, as long as it's understood.
Okay. We're just going to like copy paste the color in. And then we're going to do vec3, C2. This is for like the second layer. And then we're going to mix.
Right.
You're going to take the color, which is the main background. We're going to take the other circle's color, and then we're going to put the other circles. So normally we should have a bunch of different circles layered on top of each other, but I did something wrong somewhere.
Hold on. In your other circles,
wait, hold on. I forgot to do the main thing. I need to like add it back to the scene. Wait, what does that say? What's it highlighting? That equals dimension mismatch. Equals cannot convert from const. Oh, what am I doing? I'm so silly. I put a float. It's a vec3. That's my fault.
Where are you reading that?
It was in the error message.
Right. Okay.
On the screen. And then
Okay.
now we just have a big black pink circle. So I did something wrong, obviously, somewhere along the way.
Well, not
What did
completely
I
wrong. You
miss?
did a full.
Because
I
C1 is
created a
not
pink
added,
circle.
right?
Yay! What
C1
did
is
I mess
not
up?
C1.
Let me
No,
think.
but that's already in color.
Yeah.
Other circles is
31 and
flow.
36.
Other
Can they work
circles
like that?
gonna.
Mm,
Is it like
usually
you
that's how
add
I
them or
layer
something?
things.
Oh,
Mm,
okay. I mean, I'm
But
just asking.
why don't you try to put first the first layer and then the second one before you put them together? Just did you do that?
I didn't put them together. Normally they just layer on top of each other when I do that.
Yeah.
So here you have the dots, and then
Okay.
so historically,
Okay. Yeah.
if I've made a second bunch of shapes using UV2, and then I create a color, then I mix the color with the background. When I add it to the scene, it works. But today it does not.
I wonder if
Because
it's you're
So
mixing the
if
I
I
don't know.
say
I'm confused.
31 line is color equals C1,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you do color equals C2, then it takes
there.
both.
But because you have two UVs, normally it just layers them. But somewhere in here,
There it
I've
is. I
confused
think you
myself.
had to multiply it. I think you had it.
No, but that doesn't create the second layer. That literally just creates like.
I think it did, but because it's on
I
top
don't
of the
think
other
so.
one, it's like a different
Yeah,
color.
maybe.
Try to move the second UV, which is what I was trying to do before. Because at the moment, both layers are like on top of each other, so you need to move one so that we can kind of
Align,
like,
yeah.
which is what I was trying to do in
Yeah,
mine.
maybe you're right.
Yeah.
No, you're not, because now there's just one blue circle in the back. That doesn't make sense. There's nothing wrong in my calculations, but I to be honest, I don't know. Because like this is my little recipe that I always use, but I don't use the malt. Usually it just works. What am I doing wrong? I can't see it.
I love the challenge that Ambika brought to us today.
Yeah. Oh,
Wait,
my bad.
wait,
It's because it is one circle.
there is one
Yeah, no, it
circle.
does work. It does work.
You don't
It
have
does work.
mod.
It's just because I only made one. I only made one circle. Because
Yeah,
I'm silly.
you forgot mod, I
Silly
think,
me.
right?
Yeah,
On
I
that
need to make another grid. Hold up.
Yeah,
I need to make another grid. UV2.
because they're there, and at least in yours, they are moving. So I think we were going better in here because they're actually moving.
Yeah, okay.
Yay,
sorry, guys.
now it's
My bad. I was not wrong, just tired. l𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀. Hello. Welcome. Good to have you with us. And then what was Nicole saying? You could just draw a second circle on that grid and place the second circle in the bottom right. I think that's what...
That's what I was...
No, that's not what we were trying to do.
Yeah, but we were not trying to... Yeah, we were trying to do two grids. So now we have two grids.
And so what I did is I moved the whole UV space on line 21.
Yeah.
So imagine if I did like sine.
Which is what I was trying to do in my end, but it wasn't moving somehow. I don't know why.
I think that this will make something move. Yeah, it's like optical illusion.
Yeah.
Love it. So that's kind of fun. So here we have two layers. And instead of moving the individual quadrants, I'm moving like the entire, well, I am moving the individual tiles, but they are each, it's like a whole different UV space. And
so in one, the color is, background is black and there is a purple circle, and the other has a transparent circle and a...
Yeah.
It's just because of the colors that she applied.
Yeah. I'm going to move both of the layers now. One of them is moving very fast. What if I don't put a coast? One of them will just consistently like tile. We'll make it really slow though, because I feel like that's going to make it very hard for people to watch. But so you've got one of them that's looping, and then, okay, that's too slow. And one of them that's just continuously tiling in the background, which is interesting also. So you see that the pink layer, which is the second layer, is going back and forth. And then the original layer of purple dots is just like continuously going across. Oh, I love shaders.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
I usually also am very terrified to live code, guys. So
me too.
Glad that we were able to work through that together.
This is why probably like sometimes like stuff doesn't work out exactly, because I feel this stress coming in, and if I sit alone, I can think better. I just don't like to...
a.k.a. Freshman is requesting an A10. A10 will also kind of make it move into infinity.
Ooh, that's gonna be
we used to play a lot with A10. Yeah, it just kind of like goes forever. Yeah. No, just tan. Tan is my favorite because no one ever wants to use it. I feel like it feels left out.
Yeah,
And then
that's
it's going to go like,
very flashy.
yeah. It's a little intense for today, I think. But yeah.
So tell me, how is this transparent?
How is this transparent? It's not transparent, but we did play with blend modes last week. So we could,
No, but like, why does the circle have no color? The pink background circle. Like, why can I
oh,
see
that's
the?
I think it's
because
because of the mix
I
on line
mixed
37.
it. So the order that you
Change the
Oh,
order for a
mix
second because I think it's
things,
going to be
right.
different
yeah,
if
if
you.
I do that, I think it'll be different.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now you have the two
So it's like
circles.
order
Right.
of operations. That you get a lot of like funny surprises in
Ah,
shaders because of like BEDMAS or BEMDAS or
right.
whatever.
Right. So other circles color is the pink circle, and then
Mhm.
color is the black background. And then
Mm.
what is other circles on its
O-
own?
Other circles is the pink circle shape, which is basically like
Right.
I could have just used
Okay. Got
circles
it. Got
if
it. Got it.
I
Got it.
was,
Got it.
but I guess
So
here we could make
the
it
first so
mm,
the first
bigger one so
other
you see it
circle's
better.
color defines the UV as pink, and the second one defines
Mm.
um
The circle.
a black, and then the third one defines the circle itself.
The
Right.
Yeah.
black
Well,
is
the one.
defined way at the top on line
Right. Yeah.
25
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
background color. Yeah.
The ones
Okay.
that Eliza named like color is the color,
Right.
like in
Background
both
color.
Ah.
in
Okay.
both
Okay.
of them,
Right.
like
Right.
in line 30 and 37, and then
Okay.
36 and 29 are her circles basically.
And what is this mod doing?
Mod is modulo, and that's what divides up the space.
Oh,
It's like
modulo.
it's
Okay.
like
Okay. Okay.
fract,
Okay.
but different. It does the same thing, but
So
constrains
it's
the division to
so
what you have as spaces.
UV comma grid for mod basically means the first number modulo second
But yeah,
Yeah.
number,
exactly. So if I
right?
change
And then
this to like
you
four,
you subtracted it by half of the grid.
yeah, to just kind of
Right.
make things centered. It's like putting the 0, 0 in the middle
Right.
again.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the second value
Yeah.
has always to be a float, right? That's why it's defined as a float because you
Yes.
in modulo like the first value could be the UV like a vector 2, but the second one has to be a
Right.
floating number. So that's another
Yeah.
important thing
Okay.
to say because otherwise it doesn't work, I think, if you try to use a vector 2.
Right.
So it's not like you're drawing, but with this
That's okay.
it's
I
like,
understood. I
you know,
understood it now.
with
Okay.
this is
Because
achievable.
I was getting a bit intimidated by mod because I didn't know that it just means modulo.
It
Ah,
took me
okay.
a while
Yeah,
too.
it's
It's
modular.
not, it has historically not
Right.
been the thing that I reach for.
I was like, oh no, what is this new thing?
No, it's
But
modulo.
okay, I
But you
get it
know,
now. Yeah.
frag, the one that I was using, is similar to modulo too. Which fraction is the space
Okay.
too. So
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But then fract won't. So I think, what were you saying, Alithia? In
that
ray marching, it's
frag
more,
goes like it doesn't constrain those like spaces that you're like dividing. So
yeah.
that this is more precise. So the clone
Right.
that you make in that grid. That's a way to.
Yay. Wait, I don't like what I did here. I made it too.
So I need to ask
Yeah.
you, Ambika, how are you? How are we feeling?
Right.
Should we end the session in here since we finally like
I'm okay,
achieved the
whatever
challenge?
you guys are okay with. I'm okay with anything. I was just a bit concerned about the power, but now that it's back, I'm not so stressed
Ah,
out.
yeah, true. I didn't even notice now when it was back. Actually, yeah. Okay, cool.
Just like flicked back on.
Ah,
How
yeah.
are you doing, Alithia?
I'm
I'm a
good.
little bit hungry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit hungry, but
Ah,
we can
okay.
continue playing for a bit.
No,
I
then
think
we can, if you guys are hungry, then let's call it a day.
no, but
Like,
we can keep going for
8:30,
like,
right?
I don't
So,
know,
We can keep
another
going
half an
for,
hour if you
yeah,
want.
exactly.
We can
That's
stop
why
at
I just
9
wanted to
p.m. this
check
time,
in.
but like,
Yeah,
right.
what time
I
is
would
it?
say
You're 2
like
hours ahead, I feel.
25 more minutes per se.
It's
Let's say.
12
Yeah.
right now for me.
Are you sure? Okay, and
And
so you're good
but
until
you're good,
12:30.
like
You
Yeah.
sure?
25
Okay.
Okay.
minutes. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
That's fine for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yay.
So
What do we want to do
so
next?
yeah, tell us what do you want us
Do you want
to
to
show
poke
you?
at it a
Because that
little
was a
bit,
great.
Ambika? Now that you,
N- No, I don't want to poke at it. I'm just still figuring it out. So,
But maybe you should. Maybe
uh,
you should try to change something in there so that you could like try to change the color or try to move the
yeah, play
dots.
with some values, but like no pressure. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
okay to break
no,
everything else.
then let's try to do this. No.
Okay, then
if we can.
let's try to do your drawing.
Yeah.
Oh, right. You wanted to, yeah, we can stop. I'll stop the animations then.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where did I add time? Where did I do that?
It's
Oh, up
here
here.
at the top.
It's 11:21.
Uh,
Sorry.
Here and here. And then if you
Oh,
want
so
to, yeah.
okay. So U_time is just basically that library terminology, right?
Yeah, that's just like a
I'll be
way of
back.
saying it's a uniform. So it comes from not inside the program, it comes from outside.
Right.
It's
Okay.
like, yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
go get
And
some water
now,
and I'll be back. But I think you need
Okay.
to
right.
move the dots in line 29 and line 36, which is what I was trying to do earlier.
I don't think you do. I see. So when I was
Oh,
moving everything over, I was doing like +0.1. That's how I move the things in my grid
oh, you
around.
moved the whole UV itself. Okay,
Yeah.
wait. I have done something. But why is it throwing an error?
Don't know. Oh, wait, hold on. No, we need that. And then here, down here, you would do vec2. You would do, sorry, uv2 plus equals 1, no, 0.1. So it's more obvious. Oops. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So let me recap because that was confusing. So this we always need to keep as is because this is where we have duplicated the UVs for layer 2. And then here you're gonna add or subtract values from this new UV layer to move shapes around. That makes sense? So don't touch this guy.
Yeah.
But then here you can like,
So then I shouldn't fool around in this distance inside 40,
you
which
can
I
if you
was doing.
want. You definitely can if you want, but I have a feeling that like
Yeah,
when
it's
Alethea
moving
was in
too
there
much.
before, it'll shove things off the screen, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. No, you were right.
Because I feel like the distance is calculating it from the center point of
Right.
each UV space. So if you mess with that,
Right.
then you have no more shape.
Yeah, you have to move then
Yeah,
the full grid. But what about
exactly.
because she wanted to have half a dot? That's why I thought she should move the distance because she didn't want
Then,
to have the full dot. So actually, it
yeah,
was
Right.
okay, I think, right? So
you can try, but I feel like you want to translate in that case each of the UV spaces. Yeah.
because she only wants half dot, not the full
No, I
dot.
Right.
know, but that I think that you would want to maybe mess with actually the creation of the shape itself and not necessarily
With the
its
circle, you
position.
mean?
Yeah, like you'd have to calculate distance and then have it cut off somehow. But I don't. Wait, let me hold on. Let me look through my little pack of cards. Maybe Patricio has a hint in there
I'm
for
gonna
it.
try in here because
Oh, we got some people in because Dan tweeted about us. Welcome,
yay,
Unicorn Coder. Are these shaders with WebGL? Yes.
they're moving a
Hi,
bit.
Uvota. And Sumac, yes, you're right. Our
Oh,
template
yeah.
for
If you
this is
move it,
Three.js.
There they
right.
are. So I was able to
There
Let's
move
it is.
see.
them with the distance as I thought.
Right.
So I wasn't so wrong.
Oh, well done. Okay, so it didn't disappear this time.
No,
Amazing.
but what is interesting is that, for example, in the way that I was using it in my method, 0.5 was the because it was from 0 to 1,
Yeah.
and when I was using 0.5, it disappears in
Yeah.
here because you have a different like measurement that you created with the mod grid, which is
And does
interesting. So then it's
minus.
Right.
like
It's
less,
true.
so it's smaller.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
0.5,
Yeah.
0.2, but it's there. That's what I was thinking because the
Okay.
distance creates the circle. So really, if you want to have
Oh,
just
Sean
like
is
a part
here.
of,
Hi, Sean.
oh, hello.
A lot of people have been inquiring about how come we have special debugging magic, and we keep name dropping you.
Yes.
Welcome to the stream.
So I think we need to
Oh,
do
so
Okay.
minus
moving.
works.
Yeah, and that
Minus?
should do
Oh,
your
yeah.
Right.
your grid
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now can you bring them
What?
like aligned at quarters?
Alina, can I see you drawing again?
Ooh,
I
sorry.
forgot.
Yeah.
I thought this is what you
I think
wanted.
she has them on like staggered layers.
Ah,
But
not
I
on
feel like
top
we
of
can't do
it.
that. Yeah, I don't know if we can do that because
Yeah, we need to move your. Oh, I
we would
understand.
have to translate every. Oh, you want it to move. That's on the X.
Oh,
So then you would
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the X.
So maybe if the circle.
No,
Now it
that's not right.
disappears. Maybe it's too much.
Sorry.
I think
And you
It
I
does
can't
think
help a
do it.
lot,
in that
Sean.
sense we don't have to mess up with the distance, because it's the full half. So now is what you were talking about. Now we have
You're
to move the
right. So
UV.
now at the
Now we actually
top,
have
you're
to do the UV.
totally right.
So for example,
Yeah.
here where you had 1, I think it's 1.2, and then it's gonna push them a little bit
Or
more.
even just 0.2, I
Uh,
think. No?
I think no. I think. Wait, you had 1,
What does
right?
the 1 do? I didn't put that there, but yeah.
I
I
did.
think
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
that
okay.
was Ambika.
So then let's comment. Okay,
So then you have them one on top of the other. Okay, so maybe you need like 2. Or like 1 point. No, you were right, Alethea. 1.5 maybe?
I think
So
it's
that
too
it shows
much.
it
I
over.
have the feeling that maybe it's too much.
Hey,
No, yeah,
there we
perfect.
go.
Yeah, and now we want to
That's fun.
push them a little bit up in between. So I think it's the other
Right.
one.
So basically what we're
And
doing.
how do we increase the frequency of the circles? Like now they are
That
like
What do you mean
we would
circle,
need
frequency?
to a
gap,
grid.
circle.
So then you would want to go to like line 32 and change that number.
Right.
What
So
do you mean
the
frequency?
grid point 4 is,
Like she wants more
yeah, like the
circles.
number. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you
So
would
and
need to yeah. Wait, what
mm,
happened? No,
But
it's.
then that changes like the whole layout of
Oh
the thing.
no.
And I think actually you want to reduce the number, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Reduce the
right.
number?
Okay.
What do you mean reduce the number?
Like the grid number. I think to get more elements, you need to have a smaller
Yeah,
number.
right.
But then, yeah, all of our moving around of everything gets thrown out the
Right.
window because we have a whole new space to deal with, which is interesting. I feel like we're not translating it appropriately somehow.
Right.
Wait, why are there lines now?
It's too small, I think.
I think so. But I took off the calculations. I feel like interesting. Interesting.
Should we
Let's
change
put it back to 4.
this part like grid by 2? Like
Yeah,
should
that's what
that
I
be
was
different?
thinking, that maybe
No, I
it's
don't
in there.
think so.
What happened if you
don't
make that a smaller number or a
Because
bigger number?
that's you can try. But I
I
think
think
that has to do
Ambika's
with how
already there.
things are positioned from the center.
Should I try?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Try.
There's no wrong answers. And this is kind of fun though. I kind of like this pattern.
Interesting.
So
It
I
makes it,
think
let's
that
go,
if
very
you
small.
divide it by anything other than 2, you're offsetting the center point somehow. But that's just
Right.
my understanding could be totally off.
And what if I wanted to make a 1 UV, then to be replicated or not is irrespective.
One
Sorry?
UV2, what?
Like one, like this, the one buff, like each of this is like a buffer, right? Which you're repeating.
A buffer? No.
What
Not a buffer.
what do you mean? Like the two patterns together? If you want to repeat them?
No,
Or?
one, see, what, like you're taking one UV, which is a circle, and then you're repeating it several times in a grid,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So you're tiling UV space, and every UV space contains a circle.
Right. So you're tiling that space. So can the tile? Okay, I need another paper now. Don't tell my son I'm stealing his notebook.
Let's see.
So what if the
I wonder if
tile, the one unit of the tile is like this?
Yeah, so that's what Nicole was saying. Like we could just put
I did it already. Yay, I had
we
more
could
dots.
put like
I'm gonna.
nice. What did you do?
I'm just.
Multiply the UV by 2.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
smart.
Because
That's like so much more clever. I love it.
I'm not familiar with your setup, I was gonna say, but
No,
normally
but this is great.
that's how I would do it, like
To
with
me, that
Fract.
makes more sense.
Because in Fract,
Yeah.
I put the UV, and if I wanna have like a bigger grid, normally is the multiplication that I put the UV to, like 2, 4, 6. So then I would say, for example, here we can call it float size, and
Yeah.
then it's 2, and then replace that so that we don't have to do it every time in both places.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
now it should work. Like if we want even more of those dots, we can
Yeah.
do 4, and they're gonna be really small, and it shouldn't affect well,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
moved them a little bit.
a little bit.
So
But also, so Ambika, for what you were proposing, then you could put in either UVs or UV2, you could put 2 circles instead of one. You can definitely do that.
Right, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you could have like a square and a circle in one layer. You don't need to do one shape per layer, basically. You can have like a whole special
Yeah,
pattern in one layer and a whole
right.
another pattern in another.
Yeah, and then tile, right.
or even like when we were trying as well earlier, as first like the very first time we were trying to put the grid with the circle, we were able
Yeah.
to overlap
Right.
one circle on top
Yeah.
of the grid, right? Remember, it was just one circle in the middle, and then
Mm-hmm.
in the back we had this grid of squares. So you can overlap as well those kind of layers. Like the background was
Yeah.
a grid, but then we had a circle, which was not a pattern on
Right
top.
on
So
top
you
of
can
it. Yeah.
basically overlay
Right.
whatever you want on top of each other. It could be two patterns. It could be one shape. It could be
One shape and one pattern. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's
So
it's a
now
lot.
say if we wanted more of the pink ones, let's just do that.
more
So
of the
then you
We
pink
would
have to
want to
ones.
do
Only the
you
pink
would
right,
want to
ones.
make another size. So
right,
we'll do
right.
size 2. No?
Well,
I assume.
yeah.
No, same size, but more of them in one line.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
but
then
then you
here,
would
if
need
you're
to.
like
The
6,
size means like the size of the like items on the grid. So
Oh,
did I do
right,
that
right, right.
right?
yeah, it's right. It
Yeah.
should be smaller. So now you have more of them.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, but like I meant like spaced, not so apart. Like the same size, but no gap in the middle.
No
Oh,
gap
but
in
we
the
can't
middle.
do that because the UV
What do you
will
mean
cut
that
it.
I'm gonna go back because I think she meant keeping the size. O sea,
So the
so you
picture that she was drawing, she had 2 circles that were just kind of like
it
touching each
was like this.
Right.
Wasn't it your photo
other.
or?
No, but she made another circle just now as a drawing for
Ah,
us.
okay. What's the new one then?
It was like two little cups touching
Sorry,
each
Ah,
other.
I
this is
didn't see
like
this. Barely, I
I'm
was
just
coding.
trying to
But
learn
that
it
we would need to add another circle
You
into
have to
one
show
of
me
the
that drawing
layers.
because I didn't see it. So
right. I'm trying to draw it.
ah, okay. Yeah, because probably I was coding.
Like
Ah, I
this
see.
these are more and this is less. Like this is one space.
Ah, okay.
That I think.
Okay, then maybe what did we have with the other size? Like okay, it's
That's
closer,
gonna
but
shrink them though. 'Cause
yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
kind
be,
of
yeah.
shrinking them. So which means that maybe
I mean, I would think that you would have to just add another circle.
another
So
circle.
if
Oh, right,
if you
right.
do like this,
Okay. Hold on.
other
Then I'm gonna go
circles
back to the
too,
size because the size maybe was right,
and
Right.
then
and
you'd have
you
to like
just want me to
add in. You'd have to like mix other circles in somehow. Back 3 C
yeah,
3
or a third
equals
grade.
mix
It would occur to me
You
too.
know, is it like am I thinking about it too
C2.
much in a P5JS way and I shouldn't? Is that like
I think it's
is that
okay
what I'm
when you're
doing?
like translating things from one tool to another. You kind of like, I think it's okay
Yeah.
to adapt it.
Okay.
No, so
Thanks.
I don't think it's wrong. So
Good to
I
hear
think it's
that.
normal. It's like as I said, when I try
Yeah.
to use P5 and I come from shaders, I keep thinking that when I want to use the same value, for example, to create I don't know a triangle, and I think
Right.
I'm thinking, oh, P5 is gonna assume that if I put just like 5, I want 5 in these two, but not I have to so I keep having those errors sometimes when I'm
Right.
there. So I think it's okay.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm so happy that we managed to create your pattern live coding,
Yay!
Yeah.
because yeah,
Cool.
it's like a little bit of
I never thought
nervousness
I
when one
never thought
is
I
live coding.
very nice.
I don't know what I'm doing. I was trying to add in another shape, but I can't position
Right,
it
right.
properly, so I'm just gonna leave it.
It's
Maybe
okay.
just leave it.
I'll copy this and I'll try to like play around with it a little bit
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
see
that would be
what
great.
happens.
If you like have some thoughts after the stream,
Right,
please
right,
let us
right.
know.
Definitely.
Would be great.
Now you have your little opening portal to dive into shaders. So you
Hmm.
Yeah,
have to come back on in a couple months and show us like what you've been up to with
Yeah,
it.
and
show you like how fried my GPU is because I didn't know properly. But
yeah.
like
But if you do this way, for example, because I was thinking like the way to do patterns sometimes, like in P5, like you would do it in JavaScript. You have these 2 for loops, one nesting
Right, right,
another
right,
one with I, like index, and the other one with J, right?
And
So and then
J.
you
Yeah,
use,
the
right,
nested for loop.
and you could, like, I imagine, do that in shaders, but it would be crazy for the, because it's
What would
possible
the
to do
function be
loops,
for that?
but I think it's gonna hit the
right,
computer right away. So in this way, it's a different way to think about it. If you have to do this kind of patterns on shaders, right? That we were cloning.
right,
We always say that we like to think like as literally as photoshopping or illustrating with layers,
Yeah.
like, because you have to kind of
right,
think, I'm gonna create this layer, because it's not like JavaScript that you're for looping in that sense with the A and Y,
right,
but
right,
you focus a chunk of code on one layer, and then
right.
you might reuse it. And for example, if we wanted to make this like a little bit much cleaner, we would have maybe created a function to create the
Also,
Mhm.
you
pattern
can put a
at the
bunch of
top.
outside, yeah, the main.
And then in that way, we would have, instead of copy pasting twice, like the same code, we would have had it in a function, and then with some parameters to add the size and the color. And then you just simply use that function twice, three. It's even easier to use it, maybe even 5 times, right? So, but in here, we're trying to like be spontaneous and break
can
it in,
Right,
so that it's more
right.
understandable.
Mm.
Because I think if you start with functions, sometimes for people getting started,
It's too
yeah,
complicated.
I think
Yeah.
they don't grasp the idea that it's basically a clone of what you're doing,
Yeah,
like we did right
Mm.
now with the copy pasting of the
Yeah.
same code and just changing the color.
right,
I love that
right.
people in the comments, people are tripping out because it's like an optical illusion. So
Yeah.
the lines don't look straight, even though they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But we love a curiously minded, a good optical illusion.
Yeah, I love
yeah,
It's
it.
like
yeah.
one of
You
the
guys,
things that
you
we
guys
got
love
so
this
into
thing.
at the beginning.
I mean, I would love to move them so that they're, so.
Yeah, definitely.
But,
Well, we did before.
yeah, I know.
Wait, where was it?
But I
Was
think
it
you
in
deleted, right?
class?
You can maybe add the time to see it a little bit of. I always love to see some animation on the shader.
Yeah, time times 0.5. That's UV2. Well, that's maybe too fast. Sorry. And then what did I do here? Here I did
Oh, that's cool.
UV cos. Yeah.
Can can the circle move inside it, or like does the whole UV have to move together?
So if you want to move the shape within its UV space, then you need to translate it.
Right.
You need a
Okay.
little matrix rotation in there, which is a whole nother thing and totally doable, but I don't know. Your
No, no,
brain
no.
might melt if we do that today.
But you could move it,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it
It's
would
all
be in
right.
here where we were like positioning, in this vector
Yeah.
2 inside the
Right.
distance.
You're moving like the whole
In
square.
there, we could
Like a
insert
Right.
rectangle.
time. And if we would have insert time
Right.
in there, it would move it. I mean, I'm going to try it in here for just quickly show you. So then it's
Yeah.
going to disappear and then come again.
Yeah.
Because
So that's
you're
like you're
moving it
basically moving the whole.
in its
Yeah.
square.
It's
So,
cool.
Mm.
which is a different effect depending on what you want to do, no? So you can maybe, I was gonna say you could multiply it.
So you just put it in the distance only directly.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
then
So
it
that
moves.
XY position, sorry, the Y position is now changing inside of it. Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to like multiply it so that it's like more small, like it's not moving fully like outside
Right.
completely, so you can still see it.
Ah,
That, but in that sense, you could still move it inside its own kind of grid cell without moving the whole
okay.
thing.
And the same format can be used for the smooth steps. Like I just added it to check. I don't know what I
The same format. What
like.
did you do?
Ooh,
Ah,
you
yeah,
inverted the colors.
yeah. Of course, you could add it.
But
What it's doing is
is it
basically
changed?
that's the radius, but it's very small number.
Right, right.
So, but it's
Mm.
changing, and yeah, you can do that, of course.
Okay, yeah, this is a bit more evident.
Yeah, now
Okay.
we see it. You see, it's like a little bit more gradient in
Right.
the beginning, and then it's like less gradient as it goes like up, which is like mind blowing.
Okay. And that applies to the color also. See, that's why I never like to do animation in the beginning because then I get so lost in trying to like
What do you mean?
figure like because then I don't learn what's happening and I just keep
Ah,
changing stuff.
Oh
Keep
yeah,
adding time.
I'm the
could be.
same. Then I start tweaking things and I have no idea what is what.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
So
But you
okay.
know what's trippy to me also is that all of these calculations are basically
I'm
just
gonna
saying,
make it
telling,
bigger.
it's like imagine every pixel was a little light
Mm,
and you're
Right.
turning it on or off
yeah.
basically based
Right.
on a calculation. You're not actually like moving a shape around. You're literally being like flicker on, flicker off
Mm,
based on this
Right.
calculation. It's
mm.
so crazy to me. Sorry,
Yes,
that's
agreed.
like I know it's like a very nerdy thing to get excited about, but I don't know. It's just
No,
like
no,
really
I totally understand it. Like
yeah.
when I understood it, I was like, oh, maybe I need a computer which can run things rather than one old
Yeah.
laptop. Which I,
Yeah,
Shaders
yeah. 'Cause
definitely
if you
make
start coming
a
to
good
shader
graphics card.
worlds, you're gonna start wanting more power
right.
Yeah.
in your.
Or conversely, you'll get like really good at writing extremely performant
True,
shaders.
that's
Because
true.
there's also, but I
Right.
mean,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
this is why
it'll
I don't
force you
use
but
to
for
do.
loops
like,
myself. Try to avoid
yeah.
them.
Yeah. So actually, this was one of the reasons I upgraded my computer. That we were trying something with
Mm,
that exactly women post,
Mm,
and then after that, I was like, okay, if I need more nested loops and load
mm,
pixel, and then the computer would just kind of like, I would have to like stream with my air conditioning at like 16 degrees Celsius,
yeah.
like, and I would be freezing like this, and I
Yeah.
would be streaming. So then I was like, okay, I think I need to
You
change
need
my
like a
computer.
little fan and like a cooler.
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Sean
oh
gets it.
no.
He just said in the chat, it's crazy how many millions of calculations the computer can do in like 16
Mm,
milliseconds
mm,
to make these little pixels
yeah.
colored or not.
Mm,
Which is interesting because then I was thinking like you can literally do the same thing with lights. You could use shaders to calculate like lights turning on and off in like
mm.
a physical installation
Yeah.
space.
Well, JavaScript too, you know. So I've seen that like in the
True.
JavaScript
Yeah,
conference, very, very,
it's true.
what is it
I
called? I
forgot
was
about
very
that. You did
impressed.
that
One of
huge banner thing.
yeah, but no, I was not talking about that one, but like the first meetup I went of JavaScript in 2000, I think it was 2015. A dude there was doing a demo of manipulating. He brought some lights in, and then just with JavaScript, like he was able to manipulate. Like I think he had maybe an Arduino too. I don't know, but it was really cool, no? So that you can like turn it on, turn it off, change color. If it was one
Totally.
of the light bulbs as well, that they can change color.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
Right.
like impressive. That was the word that I was looking
Wait,
for.
what link did you put in the chat?
So because we were doing
Cool.
grids, I put in a link of a work by Zarina Hashmi. She's
Oh,
Super
let me
cool.
put it on the screen for the viewers to see
yeah.
the stream.
So
Ooh,
this is
nice.
the one that we attempt when we are learning about nested loops
Oh, nice.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Okay,
custom functions.
that's so
I mean, of
cute.
course, it's not easy to repeat this whole thing, but
Yeah, I was gonna say
like
so
it
many
just
details in each one of them.
I mean, obviously we can't. She was a very prolific artist, but
Wow.
it just like like helps kind
Mm,
of. And I think her work is so like poignant at this point
mm,
because it talks about home. Like
Mm.
she was very young when she got married, and then
mm,
she left with her husband for wherever they used to live,
mm,
and her parents were then had to move out of India and go to Pakistan because of the partition.
mm,
So what is that idea of home you have when you are
Mm.
younger, and then that home is not there anymore. And I
mm.
think both of you are in spaces where you are no more in your original childhood homes,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Definitely.
And
Been a long
also
time.
very
Yeah.
far away too, very
Yeah.
very far away too.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I just thought maybe I'd leave people with this
I
because
love it. I love it.
I don't know why, but I just like it made sense.
it's just a very lovely
Okay.
illustration and as well the idea behind that you were mentioning. So only has.
Who was it?
Yeah.
There's this author from the States called Toni Morrison who I used to struggle a lot with like where is my home? Where do I belong? Da 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 da. And then I remember at some point I heard her say something like home is wherever you decide it is.
Mm,
So like you can
Right.
like you're not like not where you're supposed to be if you want to be where you
Right.
are,
yeah,
basically.
Right.
And I was like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
way to take off the pressure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. My son, he's 4 now, and he's understood that his dad lives in another city and he
Mm,
lives
Yeah.
in another one.
mm.
So he told me that he has 3 homes, like his other
Oh,
grandparents' home, the home
mm,
right now he
Yeah.
lives in, and his dad's home. But he's never been to Amsterdam.
Oh
So,
wow. Yeah.
it's like, for him, how does he even understand that idea? So perhaps
It's so
maybe
interesting.
maybe GPUs can be our homes, like.
Definitely. I mean, I have to say the internet and
Yeah,
my computer feel very much like home. Yeah.
right,
Plus I can carry it with me wherever I go,
Yeah.
which is like a
right.
inception fractalization of home, which I love. Home within a home within a home. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And his grandparents, Nicole, because two of the three homes he mentioned are his grandparents.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
so
So I think
cool.
maybe we can start saying goodbye because I feel like
Yeah,
it's very late for you. But before
It
you
is
go,
late.
I
Yeah.
wanted to
yeah,
ask you,
yeah.
are you gonna be streaming in the future? Or do you have anything
You're,
coming up that you want to share with like the viewers?
Aren't you like a processing foundation fellow or something? Like, do you have any stuff
that
that you
was
want to
last
talk
year.
about? Oh, that was last year.
No,
Okay.
no, that was last year. I don't know, is the date still on? But I think Lithia, you said that the next year application date is past, right?
Yeah, it's
For
already passed.
I
It's
don't
just like
know. Yeah.
last
Okay.
week or something. So until next year, next time.
Okay. Okay, next time. If you haven't, next time, everyone, please apply. Don't think your project or your work is
I
not
never think to apply to those things because I'm always like, I don't know.
And I told him because
I
I
don't know.
so.
actually wanted to apply, but I discovered it too
Yeah.
late. And I was busy
Yeah,
that
yeah,
week, so I didn't manage to
yeah.
Mm.
actually apply because I,
I feel that you definitely need a very specific project outline,
yeah,
right?
I think you need to think about it.
No,
That's
I
why I
mean,
was telling her I didn't want it to just like in 5 minutes, like, hey, I want to do this or that. So
right. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they deserve
But I
as
think
well
it,
to
like,
think
yeah,
through
yeah,
what you want to do for
yeah,
their community because I mean, I
right.
do respect
Mm,
all that a lot of people has done for it that I wouldn't just like
Yeah.
I would like to sit and think on something that really could create some value for them
Mm.
if I
But
were to
like,
apply
if
again.
you're thinking about the things that you're doing, and I think many of us have the privilege of being able to do it deeply,
Mm.
then it's just about fitting it into
Yeah.
their like agenda. And the great thing about it is that, it's in good fellowships, it's like they recognize that what your effort is much larger than their agendas. So,
Mm.
they don't mind like somehow fitting it into it, because they know that in some way, which is probably not figured out right now, it will help the organization or the
Yeah.
fellowship.
Definitely.
So I think apply everywhere, like,
It's
I
true.
don't
Apply
know,
to all
like,
the things. Everyone always says
yeah,
you
Yeah,
have
true.
to
yeah,
because you're going to get rejected from most of them, but you might like
right,
you'll get one out of
Mm.
like 100 or
right,
whatever, and that's going to be like the thing.
Or try again.
right, yeah,
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 always.
yeah,
Don't ever stop trying.
Yeah.
No, none of
yeah,
us would write any code, I think, if we were people who gave up.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
So anyway, tell us,
yeah,
do you have
But
something
no,
coming up, by the way?
yeah,
Any workshops,
no schemes,
Ambika?
no workshops, nothing.
Okay.
But if people are interested in AI and tech, there are a couple of events that we are doing with AIX Design,
cool.
which is uh,
Do you
a
have a link?
Dutch. Yeah, I'm just
Pop it in
passing
the
it into
chat.
the chat. Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
yeah, Sean DMX. I'm very curious about that. It's like
Yeah.
MIDI but light. X AIX design. Cool.
No, I
Yeah.
put it on the screen now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
Sorry about the cars.
Interesting.
so we are doing some events there with them, which have some very, very wonderful artists coming in for workshops and talks. So just kind of have a look, and maybe I think Instagram is a good place to know what they're up to. So,
Cool.
and really like fun people. I don't know if how much you guys have been. I know Ilithya has been doing a lot of ML stuff for her residency and stuff in the past, but so it's
Eliza
quite
too.
interesting.
I think she hasn't posted, but
Oh,
probably
do you?
she has even done more
Oh,
than I. But she
I play
doesn't post.
around. I play around with some AI stuff.
yeah,
Sometimes I do machine learning like little experiments at home, but they're like very rough. And sometimes I poke it again, but it's like all
right,
very rough. Yeah.
right. But that's the thing. Even if it's rough, you should like share it. Like, don't feel like you
I
can't,
know, but
because
it's hard. I did create an alternate Instagram where I show like
mm,
unpolished things, but still I just get very anxious about it. I don't know why. I
okay, yeah.
should. You're right
Maybe
though.
like
I
if
should
your
I
life,
should.
like your life is a mess like mine with the school bag and all this
I
like
mean,
nonsense.
you guys are like not seeing the other side of my space right now. There's like laundry, a
Well,
random
you should see my
table.
setup here, like because I have a very tiny space. You would laugh. I have boxes, and I mean you don't see
Yeah,
that
it's
because it's
everyone's
in
the
the other
same.
side.
Right.
Everything.
Yeah.
Whoops.
No, it's okay. Like, I think you should share it. I think I'd be really excited to see it. And I think many times we all connect because we see some WIP kind of like, work of each
Mm.
other and
It's true. No, it's true.
like, yeah,
You're
so
right.
So where
No,
should
I should.
people
I love
follow you,
that.
by the way? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Um,
tell us to share all
yeah,
your links.
I wanted to share some links
I don't know.
from you, Ambika. Instagram, is Instagram a
Like,
good place for
yeah,
people to know
Instagram
like if
is
you're up
best.
to something? So I'm gonna
Yeah.
put you up on the
Computational underscore
screen.
mama, I
Sean is
think.
asking, wait, what's Eliza's alt account?
My
Ah,
alt
yeah.
account.
Now you
Okay,
have to
but
share it with the world.
everyone, disclaimer from my alt account. It's flow.states, and mostly I post like random, like very rough code projects or
And yoga
experiments,
stuff
not
too.
projects, and yoga stuff. So, like, if you don't want to see me, like, if you don't care about movement, don't follow because, yeah, I had to because I was posting to my main account some stories, and I was like, I don't feel like most people follow me for yoga, so I'm gonna, and also
But
like,
I think a lot of
if
us
you,
do yoga. I've told you that before, right? So, and I think other
yeah,
people had too. So, because I do yoga. I mean, not,
no,
I haven't
true,
done it in a while because I had an issue with my arm.
true, your shoulder thing,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but normally I like it and I practice it if I can. So, and I think a lot of people.
So if you want to if you want to follow the yoga stuff, it's this. But like, yeah. Oh, I'm embarrassed now. Some of it's very because also if there was a while where I was trying to experiment with machine learning and using my body to generate audio frequencies, and so
Right.
there's some like rough stuff in there, but it's very like your ears are gonna bleed. So just like be warned, it is not polished like my main stuff. But if you want to follow, you are welcome to
Yeah.
join me.
Well,
Cool.
there's Computational Mama too. So go follow her if you
Yay!
didn't
Yeah,
before. And if you have something coming up, probably you will announce it here, right? So,
she'll announce it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I can't announce it yet because nothing has happened. But okay.
yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway,
But
you can
any
see the
future
AI
projects that you
playground.
might that come up your way, I
Mm,
imagine that you will put it here.
mm. Shall I tell people
I feel
what
like
we are
you
doing?
should.
You,
I feel like
yeah,
you should.
yes.
Go
I
No,
for
I
mean,
it.
don't know. I'm just
you
like
you
I
were
don't like.
talking
I don't
about
say
like
anything different.
disclosing things that are unfinished, right? That it's
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
maybe
You
a
just told me to do
brainstorming,
it. You
maybe
But
should
an
it's
do
not
idea.
even started.
But it's about to
So
start, so it's not completely like an
I don't
idea.
like I don't know who's been to the Coding with Friends stream, but I did it for 2 seasons now, and I wanted to see how we can like look at those ideas a little more deeply. So we are doing a short series of interview podcasts. We are thinking of looking at very specific ideas of one project that the interviewee take, cares about, and uh, what is their idea of care at work and care at home. So just to like kind of recenter conversations outside of just the output of code,
Mm,
and bring them back to friendship like you both have, and camaraderie, and and conversation, and like being able to share more aspects of your life with each other, because I think that really like that adds to the work. And I always think that okay, when you do a good project with a bunch of people, the project's great, but what you really remember is your relationships that you build with them.
totally.
So I
Absolutely.
think it's like, why shouldn't that be in your portfolio?
That's a good. Yeah, I
Right.
agree. Yeah.
So that those are just some things that we're thinking about, and of course the two of these really wonderful shader queens are on it as well, but
Oh,
we
thank
haven't
you.
recorded, and like
Oh, I love
so
it.
yeah, so like I mean, I don't know, maybe just kind of keep an eye for something that comes up in the coming couple of months or not, I don't know. But no streams because the times
It's a
is, oh,
lot.
you know
Yeah.
what, right now I think Coding Train is live.
Oh, is that why
Oh,
you
is
couldn't
he?
join us?
Oh,
That's so
okay,
funny.
cool.
Right, I just saw him
Amazing.
in the follow. Maybe I don't know if you can do that raid thing. I don't know
Is he on
Oh
how
yeah.
Twitch?
you
Can
Is
we
he
do
live
it?
on Twitch?
yeah, yeah,
Let's
he's
see.
Oh,
live
I
on
can I
think he's
Twitch.
send my
live.
followers to?
How do we
Oh,
do a raid? Oh, I want to
can
do one
So you
now.
somebody
go to
show
your
me how to do
dashboard.
a raid, please, so I can do it before? I mean,
So
maybe not
so
right
go
now
to
when you
the.
finish your thoughts, but as soon as you finish your thoughts, I
I'll tell
will.
you. Don't don't worry. I love geeking about Twitch. You go to your dashboard on
Okay.
Twitch,
Oh,
and there
but
should be
wait. I
a
have to be connected in the. Hold on. I will need to connect in the not in my personal account, but
new
the
other
Curiously
account.
Minded.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Curiously Minded. Huh? So just give me a
Right. Yeah.
second.
Yeah.
Let's do that, people. So
Oh,
are
this
you
is
ready
fun.
to go to
Are
Dan
you guys ready?
Schiffman? My first raid. I hope I
Yay!
don't fuck it up. So
That's
please pray
fun.
that I don't fuck it up because I could. Um, let's see.
Oh, that's super fun.
You can continue. You
How do
were
we walk?
saying something else, by the way, because I need to log
No,
in.
no,
So
no. It's fine.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
just give us or give me a minute because I need to look for the password and stuff.
Why does he? Wait a second. Oh, he is live. For some, no. Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I always thought he only streamed on YouTube. Why
Oh,
did I
you have
not
to
think
mute.
No,
he
no.
streamed on?
He's been
Somebody
doing
mute.
this in the
Why
last two,
why am
three
I
months.
listening? Oh
Okay.
no, it's me.
You
Sorry.
had us twice. You could hear our
Yeah,
audio.
exactly. And I was like, what's happening? Log in.
But how can I? Here we go.
Damn it.
He's doing Monty Hall problem.
Wow.
What?
What is that?
I don't know.
What
Brain
did you say?
teaser. Probability. It's a probability puzzle.
Oh,
He's doing probability today.
Right. Okay.
Oh, and he's
oh
wearing like a
man.
My
Hawaiian
God,
shirt.
he's
So
got
festive.
so many. He has so many cameras.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
know how he coordinates all of it seriously and maintains like
Right.
composure and is able to problem
Yeah.
solve and explain.
And then
Maybe
he
he
has
has
two computers
some
and an
staff.
iPad.
I've never asked him, but maybe he has someone nowadays like
He has someone who helps him edit. I'm sure he has an
Only for
intern.
the edit, not for the recording.
For the recording, I'm pretty sure he does it himself.
He
Yeah.
does it on his own, yeah. So he has a PC that streams. He has the Mac, which is
Twitch.
the whatever the screen which he shares,
Hmm.
and then the
Yeah.
whiteboard.
Yeah. He has like a proper network set up. It's and a
And
really
one,
nice light actually.
and yeah, yeah. And he's got a new studio, I think now, which is
Yeah.
nice. I remember in the
Oh
early days, he used to
man.
have that little like this little corridor in which he used to record, and once he showed it on his one of his streams, it was
Yeah,
really
he did
cute.
it behind the scenes. It's
Then it
funny.
was like a closet, like
Yeah, it's very small.
yeah.
Cool. Okay, wait. So how do we do the raid thing? Is that the
Hold on.
three-door puzzle? I
Not
don't
yet
know.
because I'm still trying to, you have to do authentication on Twitch and all this. It always takes me
Authentication.
forever. They send you a
Right.
code, blah blah blah. Now I'm there. So I should go to the dashboard, you said?
Oh, it is. Yes, Sean, it is the three-door problem. I just looked at the little Wikipedia page about it.
So you can guide me now,
Yeah.
Ambika. How
Go,
Okay,
do
we're
you
ready
can
to
go to the
raid. Prepare
stream
yourself.
manager,
stream manager, like stream manager.
right?
Is that my channel thing? Hold on, I haven't.
Oh wait, first are you in your dashboard?
Not yet. Hold on, I'm trying to remember how to go. Oh,
Okay.
creator dashboard. I'm there. Yes, now.
Yeah. I think by now they would have all reached the channel on their
We'll see. So
uh,
at least show me because it's fun. I want to learn how to
yeah.
do this. And now?
So you go to the stream manager,
Yeah,
and then you will probably seeing your video running, right? Your stream video.
yeah. I see it. And now?
What are you sharing on screen now? Like maybe I can show you on the screen share, but then it'll be visible to everybody.
I
And
see.
there's a on the right, there's a quick action with the little parachute.
Oh, raid channel. Is that what I have to click? The parachute?
Right, yeah.
Okay, are we ready,
What's
guys?
And
what's Schiffman's channel? Because I don't know it.
coding train choo choo.
CHOOCHOO.
Oh, I found it. Okay, just for everybody that it's here because when I do that, they're gonna be gone, right? So Ambika,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, Eliza. So we
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
say
yeah.
goodbye.
Okay, it was
So
good to see everybody.
thank you for being here today, everybody. Have a lovely Sunday if you still have some time.
This is the
And
first
if you're going to
creative
bed,
motivation.
sweet dreams. See you maybe in a couple of weeks, not too far away, with a surprise guest, maybe, or maybe
Surprise
us
guest.
alone.
Maybe it'll
And
be us alone.
thanks again, Ambika,
Have to wait and
for
see.
being here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. It was so lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you for
So,
having me.
okay.
Super
Okay, let's
fun.
raid.
So now
Let's do
I
it.
will click Coding Train Shushu and then start raid, and then it
Yeah.
will happen. Okay. Bye.
Yeah, I'll check on our main page. Yeah.
Oh, I see. And then I get a notification to leave. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go raid. That's fun.
Okay. It says 4, 3, 2, 1.
2, 1.
Now. Right now.
Yeah.
I hope it happened.
Yeah, we're there. We've rated.
Are we? Are we? Oh, yes, we're here. Yay.
Awesome. He may not know though.
He
but
won't. He
okay.
won't notice right
No?
away. But maybe some
Yeah.
of his
But
commenters will.
yeah, maybe some
Yeah.
people.
Wait,
That was
let me
pretty
turn
cool.
up his volume.
I don't have the volume on, so. But I think since he's on the, what is it called, in the board, I don't think he
He's
will
on his
notice.
whiteboard. He won't see it until he moves over.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
but you know what? Your thing is still streaming. So basically, if
Are we
someone's
still
still here,
online?
they can
Am
see.
I?
Or we should
Can
stop
we-
No,
streaming.
no.
Oh, what should I
we
do?
aren't online. But
Wait, there's
yeah, you can
something that says
streaming.
it's asking me manage or unhost coding shushu. What should I click?
What does it say?
Manage or unhost?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe I'm just gonna stop
Maybe
the
we just
OBS.
wait
I'm
for
gonna stop
all
OBS for us. Okay?
Yeah, but
bye.
we can stay on